Got a nice one here.
Excellent. We're gonna put the net on it.
Okay.
I'm gonna clear the line.
It's rolling everywhere.
All you have to worry about is the anchor line.
Okay.
Go to the left. There you go. Getting this out of the way. Doing good. Now go that way. Real hard to the right. Get them out of the anchor line.
Up and right into the fly line.
We'll get it. Fly line's better than the anchor line. Awesome. Got him.
There we go.
Yes.
Thank
Just
you,
did a fly
fish.
change.
Yeah.
We just got to keep changing until we figure it
All
out.
it needed.
Hello and welcome to the Carolina Outdoor Journal. Well, today's program will take us up on the Roanoke River. And Joe, we're going to be fishing for shad using fly rods.
That's right. You know, we've covered catching hickory shad and white shad in all of our rivers, and normally we're using light spinning gear because that's really a lot of fun. But today we're going to target the hickory shad at Weldon, that's the upper reaches of the Roanoke, using fly rods.
And when we do gear time, anytime you fish with a fly rod, it just makes for interesting conversation.
Yeah, we'll go back and our fishermen today will explain how they rigged up for them, what they used, and the flies that they used that they caught the fish, and they'll go over that with them.
And our recipe today, one of my favorites, got to do with oysters.
Very tasty oyster recipe from Donna today, so tune in.
Let's head on up to Weldon today on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Tara, we're here on the Roanoke River in Weldon, North Carolina. It's March time, and that means the shad are running. And today we're going to try to catch these shad with flies.
I've never caught a shad before, but I love tarpon fishing. One of my favorite things to do. I hear these fish have a lot of energy, and they jump around like tarpon do, kind of a baby tarpon, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I've never caught a tarpon, but I have caught these shad once before, about 7 years ago, and they do jump, and they are strong, but we're not using a guide today, so we got our work cut out for us. We're going to use your extended saltwater experience and my mountain trout experience, see if we can kind of try to figure these guys out.
I think we'll be able to do this.
All right, let's give it a try, see what we can do.
All right.
All right, Tara, we finally got one of these things so we can see what they look like.
Okay.
It's a little one, but it is a shad.
It's still a fish.
They
that's
can be
right.
caught.
Nice. Little jump there. Ready?
Scoop them up. Awesome.
Okay.
Don't worry, we're gonna get them bigger. We just had to get one in the boat. Okay, Tara, see how they do kind of look like a little baby tarpon.
I see that.
They're in the herring family.
Mm-hmm.
And he ate a little brown bonefish fly.
So we know we're doing something right.
Okay, this is what they look like.
Okay.
All right, thank you, fish. I just kissed a shad. I don't know if I need that on my page. All right, there we go. Okay, we can do this.
Here you go, little buddy.
Might be slow to start, but we're gonna figure this thing out.
I know, I think it's interesting that they
Steady
have bonefish.
retrieve, occasional pause, let it sink, just keep changing the retrieve. We'll figure out what they want.
That's right.
All right, net girl, way to
Nice.
go.
Thank you.
Go get some more.
All right.
Excellent.
Yes.
Way to go, Tara.
Got a fish.
Got a fish. Once his chin comes up, just skate him right on over here.
Let's bring him on so
There
we don't
you
get in that
go.
fly line. Yes.
Yes, Knuckles. And you have a new species.
Yes, I do.
You set those down there.
I do.
Woohoo! All right, Tara, new species.
Yay.
Yes!
My first shad.
First shad, woohoo!
That's great.
All right, let's get this guy back in the water.
That was a fun little fight too.
Does your life feel complete now?
It really does.
Yes! Way
Thank
to
you.
go!
Thank
You know,
you, thank
people
you.
always ask me what my favorite fish to catch is, what species. It's always a new species. It's my favorite thing to do is to catch out something that I've never caught before.
Right.
So you can mark that one off the list.
That's right. And I will.
Way to go!
Thank you, Ollie.
Way to go, fish!
Ollie, about when do these fish start showing up?
It's a temperature thing, but usually right around the 1st of March when the water starts getting up in the 50s.
Okay.
It's easy for me to remember right around March Madness, ACC basketball. Mark it on your calendar.
Gotcha.
And it might be a little bit early or it might be a little bit late, just depending on the water level and the water temperature. I think water temperature is the most important thing. Mm-hmm. And they're coming from a long way away, and they're usually here for 3 weeks to about a month, and then they turn and head back in the ocean, and then the stripers come in. So they get two fisheries here. They get the shad in March, and then the stripers come a little bit later.
I gotcha. I just had a looker there.
All right. I think we got our next wave of fish coming in.
I think so too, because there's been a few rolling out here. All right,
Okay,
Ollie.
Tara, that was just several minutes after that color change. I'm throwing in a little shallower water than we were throwing in, so hopefully we got something figured out here. This guy's tugging good.
Oh, nice. Oh, and a little jump.
There's our jump. See if he's going to do another one. I'm going to pull him to the left, just keep him off your line.
That's a nice sized fish too.
Okay.
Beautiful. Oh, sorry.
Got him.
You got him?
Got him.
Okay.
I'm going to lift his chin up, just skate him right on over here. There we go. Good net.
Beautiful fish.
All right, we're getting up in size.
We are. You are.
All right, you're due. All right, Tara, we got a bigger fish here.
It's a beautiful fish.
Our stock is going up.
That's right.
I gotta be careful because I got two flies on there. If he starts thrashing, one of those hooks is going in my hand.
That's a nice sized shad.
Here we go.
Wonder what that fish weighs.
Well, camera always makes them look smaller. We're gonna call it 2 pounds. Come here, baby.
Sorry.
Dip the net down just to here.
I dip it down.
Here we
Do you
go.
want the net?
Look at that.
The water.
Tell me that doesn't look like a baby tarpon.
Yeah, it really does. Look at the spots down the side.
It's a pretty fish.
Yes, it is.
See, we even got a scale just like a tarpon too.
Nice.
All right. We're all casting that direction.
Okay.
Good job, net girl.
Thank you. Good job.
All right, Tara, two
All right,
casts,
Ollie.
two
Nice.
fish. Okay, it's a little smaller, but it is a shad. And as soon as we get this fish in, I'm gonna let you have the sweet spot over here.
Alrighty.
Because that's the way I am.
That's another big.
There we go. I'm gonna lift his chin up.
All right.
Right
There we
there. Excellent. I'm gonna set this rod behind you.
Alrighty.
All right. Okay. Here we go. Small, but good fight.
Oh yeah. Got a nice little jump out of him. Took the bottom fly.
You know, it's not as pretty as a rainbow trout, but it's still a good-looking fish.
I have
Streamline, built for speed.
Yeah, I like the silverfish better.
The silverfish are good.
Oh yeah.
All right. Now,
Pretty
I'm
little
gonna move
guy.
you right here. I want you to throw right in the sweet spot. Tara, it's been about 10 minutes since our last fish, so I'm gonna start changing flies.
Okay.
We have caught one on that fly, so I want you to keep throwing it in different water types, keep changing the different retrieves till we get them patterned.
Okay.
And if that doesn't work, we're gonna change locations altogether, but we have 3 different water types here that we can keep throwing different colors at. Now, shad are in here spawning, so they're really not feeding well. They're just eating these things out of reaction. So fluorescents work good, pinks, limes, fluorescent whites.
Just about anything.
So I'm gonna actually
Right.
have 2 different flies on and see if we can get dialed into what they're doing. And since we have you and I here, we can keep changing all these different things to kind of cut through the learning curve, figure out what they're doing.
We end up changing flies a lot in saltwater, and you just gotta keep the fish guessing what's coming at them.
And they're keeping us guessing, but we're gonna get it figured out.
He's pulling. Got a nice one here.
Excellent, we're gonna put the net on it.
Okay.
I'm gonna clear the line.
It's rolling everywhere.
All you have to worry about is an anchor line.
Okay.
Go to the left, there you go. Getting this out of the way. Doing good, now go that way, real hard to the right, get him out of the anchor line.
Up and right into the fly line.
We'll get it. Fly line's better than the anchor line. Awesome. Got him.
There we go.
Yes. Just did a fly
fish.
change.
Yeah.
We just got to keep changing until we figure it out.
All it needed.
All right. I'll get the fly out,
Okay.
and then we'll let you release the fish.
Okay, sounds good.
Didn't you say something about kissing your next fish? I thought I distinctly heard something about smooching the shad.
We'll wait. I'll smooch the next one. Hey there,
Hold
buddy.
up, let's take a look at him.
All right.
They don't have any sharp fins. There you go.
Get
Nice.
a handle on this guy.
Way to go.
Look at that fish. Oh yeah, beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Look how the sun hits him. You ready? And he's off.
Nice. Bam.
That was
I
good.
think it's the electrical tape on your wounded hand. Way to go.
That's what happens when you don't fish for a while. I think you should fish more often so you don't have to worry about electrical tape.
All right, let's clear that
So-
line, get off the anchor line, and let's
All
get
right.
another one. Yes. We got a fish. I'm gonna play this one on the reel. This is just like saltwater
Nice.
fishing. You remember when we were trout fishing, we had to worry about rocks and ledges?
Right.
All I gotta worry about right now is that anchor line, so I'm gonna pull the rod away from the anchor line. This is a good fish.
It's a great fish.
And I might switch sides from you if he cuts the corner. Come on, get out of that anchor rope.
There are definitely some big shad out here right
Okay, stay out of the anchor line. Come on, he's wanting to get, there we go. I'm gonna lift his chin up and then just scoop him. Tell you what,
now. There we go.
not big, but boy, what a fight.
I don't know. I think that's a pretty big fish.
I am very impressed with these fish. Actually took line. Come on, baby. He's on that pink and white one. See how fragile that mouth is?
I do.
See that little hole? That's why I let him take line instead of trying to horse him in like that last one.
Right.
That is a good fish right there.
Oh yeah.
And he's fat. That's what we came for.
So would that actually be a female?
Don't know. It's a birdie fish.
Right.
It's gonna get kissed anyway. All right, thank you, fish. Thank you for the fight.
Swim off.
Okay.
There it goes.
All right, that was on the pink and white again.
Okay.
Seems the color of the hour. And I am letting it sink a little bit deeper in that run because we moved the boat just a few feet.
Right.
And now we're out there in that deep channel, so we're gonna let it sink a little bit more. Long, steady retrieves.
Okay.
All right, you're next.
I know.
Oh, I just had a follow right there. We almost had our first double.
Ugh.
Okay, is he close?
He's close.
All right.
He's ready.
Watch the anchor line.
I'm gonna plane him at
2 points. 2 points. We almost had a daily double.
I know. Almost.
All righty.
All right. My
Can you
hand's
believe that
wet there.
fish
All right, bud.
swim hundreds of miles to get here?
I know.
Give you even a greater appreciation for him.
It does. I don't want to squeeze its belly.
Awesome.
Let some sun hit that thing.
Awesome.
Just see the glitter. Let's put him back. Ah, ready to
All
go
right,
too.
Fly change.
That was quick. I
We
know.
changed it back to a white.
That was all it took.
There we go. Let's keep on them.
See what happens.
Let's keep on them. I see you trying to get that anchor line.
It's a decent sized fish.
It's a good fish. Getting ready to take some line.
Good.
He ate that brown bonefish fly.
Good.
Come on, baby. Come on and jump for us.
Get those
There we go.
That was so tarpon-esque.
You know, keep his chin up right there. Excellent.
There we go.
All right.
These
You know, if we
are
could catch
almost
trout this size,
I know.
that would make my job a lot easier.
Might have a meal. Very pretty.
Here we go. All right, give me that fly back. Here we go. Another good fish. Look at that belly on that
Oh,
thing. All right, see you, fish.
Ready to go.
Excellent.
Nice job.
Thank you.
There we go.
That's fun. I like that.
I do too.
Simply put, that was just a good day.
It was. We caught some fish, and I'll explain to you in gear time. They were not fishing quite as deep as they needed to be, and he'll talk about that in gear time. But yeah, the hickory shad comes every spring. A lot of people look forward to really the beginning of the fishing season here in North Carolina, and so if you've never tried the fly rod, try it. It's just as much fun as the ultralight.
Well, as we say, anytime you're fishing with a fly rod, it's good conversation. Let's go to gear time.
Terry, you caught your first shad today. How was your first experience on the Roanoke River?
It was a great experience. These little guys fight. They put up a great fight.
Was it worth the drive up here from Wilmington?
Very much so.
Would you come back and do it again?
I'm ready to come back tomorrow.
Well, I do too. We did good today because you're a saltwater girl and I'm a mountain guy. So we came down here without any help.
Right.
And I think we held our own, even though some of the locals caught more fish than we did, but we did pretty good. We had a good show in there. We had some tough conditions with the wind. Our fly lines were a little bit off, so we had to focus on the shallower water. The guys who were catching the most fish were using 40-foot full sinking lines where we just had these little 6-foot sink tips.
Right.
So we had to concentrate on the shallow water. So yes, I definitely want to come back with a heavier fly line so we can get down deeper in those deeper runs where most of the fish were being caught. But we did good.
Oh, I agree.
Tell me about the rod you're using today.
This is a 6-weight, which is one of my rods of choice whenever I'm fighting lighter fish. It's great for punching through the wind, but as windy as it was today, I really wish I had something more along the lines of an 8. Not quite that high, but it would have helped me personally punch through the wind.
Well, I had a 7-weight rod, and it did a little bit better in the wind, and we were throwing some really heavy flies today too. Combination of heavy flies, sink tip lines. We also added split shot on there. Not a joy to cast, but I think if the conditions were right, you could have done really well with that 6-weight rod and had just as much fun on these smaller fish as opposed to a 7-weight rod. But anyway, I think we did good. I definitely want to come back.
I do want to come back, and something that I will do next time is through the winter when I'm not fishing a lot, I will probably do a little more casting just to take care of things that can happen to your hands if you haven't been fishing in about 3 months. You can wear a blister. I like the field dressing. I like the field dressing. Well, I'm just glad that we had it because it really helps out a lot. And
because we had to do a lot of stripping.
A whole lot of stripping, and you can wear a blister easily because the fish that I'm usually targeting I can see come toward the boat, so I'm not really casting until I see the fish, and then at that
point, you're not casting all day long.
No, and this water here had me casting a lot more than usual.
Right. And speaking of this winter, I do need to come down and do the red fishing with you at some point.
That's right.
And you can show me how everything's done down there.
I would love that.
Excellent.
Alrighty.
I enjoyed fishing with you. It's been a year.
Thank you so
Let's
much.
make sure it's not a year before our next fishing trip.
We'll do that. We will do that.
You want to try to catch one more?
I would love to.
Let's do it.
All right.
Hope you find that information useful in gear time. Now, let's catch up with Donna. She's in the kitchen. She's got a recipe today using oysters.
Today in the kitchen we're going to make French fried oysters. This is a great recipe. My husband had it at a restaurant and they used fish, and I was like, this would be so great with oysters because they're nice and small. You can just pop them in your mouth. They're fabulous. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to take the French fried onions that you buy in a can. We all know we eat them during the holidays, but now you can use them all year round. This is a great way to spruce up your oysters. So we're going to put those in our food processor and give those a pulse. We're just going to pulse them a couple times to kind of break them up, and then we're going to add in our fish fry. And this is great because it's a cornmeal based breader, so it's going to get that nice and crunch, and it's going to fry up really great. So we're just going to close up our food processor and pulse this until it gets all mixed together. Here we go. And then we're going to put this out on our wax paper because, you know, that's the easiest way to do it, because then you can just toss your wax paper. these over here. So we're just going to put that out on our wax paper. And then we're going to dredge our oysters into our breader. And I've already rinsed them. They've been shucked, rinsed, and cleaned, so we're ready to go. So we're just going to do a few at a time because you don't want them to get all glopped together. So we're just going to put those in there. And then we're going to toss it with our breader. And this is going to be so great. And it goes together really quick, so that's nice as well. And if you want to throw in some shrimp and do some shrimp while you're doing it, while you have your fryer ready and all your breader, that's even better. So once they're all tossed and coated, we're going to place those in our basket. And then we're going to drop them into our oil that's at about 400 degrees. We want it to make sure that it's hot enough that it cooks quickly, but not too hot to burn and not cook inside, and not too low of a temperature, because if it's too low, then all of the oil is absorbed into our oysters, and that's not what we want. We want them to fry up nice and quickly and nice and crunchy. So we're going to cook these for about 2 to 3 minutes until they're nice and brown on the outside and cooked on the inside. And as you can see, we've got some great bubbles going on here, and you can see they're frying up really nicely there in our fryer. So we'll drop those down and just finish them a little bit. And you want to do these in batches. You don't want to do too many at one time. So once they're done, you just bring them out and let them drain, and you're ready to go. And I would make sure that you let your oil heat back up before you start your next batch. So once they're done, what can you do with this? It's a great recipe because it's so versatile. You can do so many different things. We made a po' boy over here, which you find maybe down in Louisiana. We put a little spinach on here to give you a little extra green. You can put tomatoes on it. You can put your favorite sauce on it and eat it just like that with some cold watermelon sticks, which is nice. Or if you want, you can make a great fried oyster salad, which is very popular right now in some of the restaurants. So I just took some baby greens that I found at the grocery, put some cherry tomatoes, you put whatever you like on it, and then just sprinkle some of your oysters on top of your salad and top it with your favorite dressing, and you are ready to go. So I hope you enjoy the French fried oysters, and I look forward to seeing you next time here on Simple Cooking.
Thanks, Donna, for another great recipe. Joe, hickory shad, that's always been one of your favorite fish.
Well, it is. I've always said it opens the fishing season in the spring for a lot of people, and it's they migrate from the ocean to spawn every year, and the Roanoke River is probably one of the better places in the state. All the rivers that we have hickory shad migrations, but the Roanoke, for some reason, they have a lot of fish, and they tend to run a little larger in size too. But what a great fish, and anyway, you catch them ultralight, you catch them fly with a fly rod, doesn't matter. They'll give you a good fight.
And the fly rod just adds something to it.
Absolutely.
For Joe Albee, I'm John Moore. Thanks for joining us today on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Make sure to visit our website for more information.
Grady White boats are known for uncompromising quality through exceptional attention to detail. On every model, from 18 to 45 feet, we incorporate exclusive features and quality components that you won't find on any other boat brands. Our exclusive CV2 hull design is ranked highest in every third-party survey done in the marine industry. So every day on the water will be a great day, no matter the conditions. Ask any Grady White owner and they'll tell you, get the Grady.
Okay guys, Captain Richard Andrews here with Tarpam Guide Service out of Bath, North Carolina. I want to talk to you guys about shad fishing. Shad fishing is a subject that's near and dear to my heart, being a native of Tarboro, growing up on the Tar River. And I thought I would share with you guys some useful information here today on how to tie a basic shad rig. We'll go over a little bit of the tackle as well, rods and reels and line and so forth. But I wanted to show you guys how to tie a quick and easy shad rig. My clients all the time are throwing, their rigs into the trees. I personally never do that. But other people do. They're guilty of it. So it's a good thing to know how to retie one quickly, because you'll end up losing quite a few while you're out there fishing. You'll get them snagged on stuff in the river and caught up in tree limbs, and you just need to know how to tie one quick. So guys, I start with the basic leader material. I'm using 15-pound fluorocarbon today. I usually start with about 3 feet, measure half an arm's length. You see that right there? and that's about 3 feet. Cut my leader material off with a pair of scissors. And I take my material and I double it over and make about an 8-inch. I've got my material and I just take it, go about 8 inches from the end and just double it over, just like that. So I've got a short piece and then a long piece, which makes my trailer bait leader. So once again, 3-foot section of leader. Start from the end, go about 8 inches or so from the end and just fold the line over like that. So you've got a nice short piece and a nice long piece. When you take your fold and just tie an overhand knot. Just that simple, an overhand loop knot. If you want to, you can go back through and tie a second one. Double overhand knot. Be a double surgeon's loop basically. And then pull that nice and tight. And then you're left with the short leader and your long leader. And if you're hickory shad fishing, you can tie on your spoon on the back. I like to use a loop knot just because I tie loop knots on most of my artificial bait. So I use a knot called a canoe man's loop knot, which is great, and I can do that in another video. But it's a really simple, easy, quick loop knot. Pull that tight with your teeth. Trim the tag in. There's your back bait, your spoon, and come in here to your front leader and tie your dart or your 2-inch curly tail grub, which is what we have today. Do a loop knot or, just any kind of knot. I like a loop knot. Tighten it up, cinch it down. Don't use your teeth. Your dentist is not going to like that. Cut your tag end off. And there you have it, a very simple double shad rig right there. You can have them about a foot apart, 1.5 feet apart. Sometimes I like them more like 2 feet apart, 1.5 feet to 2 feet. This one's a little close, but I wanted to tie it close to demonstrate how to do it. So overhand loop knot, and that's what you're left with right there at the end. You can make that a little bit smaller if you like. I tied mine kind of big today just to show you. And you just tie your main line right into that using a uni knot or improved clinch or whatever. And what we use for our shad is this is a TFO ultralight 7-foot trout panfish rod. It's the best shad rod I can find on the market. I like the longer ultralights. They're 7-footers because they're easier to cast. This is a 1500 series reel spooled with 6-pound mono, and I use a lot of mono because it sinks better and gets that rig down in the current a lot more effectively. Hope this helps you with your shad rigging. Hope you have a good shad season this year, and maybe I'll see you on the water.
He's going to knock. Oh, somebody's got a line behind.
Let me get my other. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, there he is. Okay. All right.
All right. That was something else to see him hit that thing.
You can either show me that this is a white shad or a hickory shad.
All right.
Look at it. Look at it. Oh man.
Man, that's a nice one
Fish
there.
all underneath him.
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh,
look at him. You can see him there.
Everywhere there.
Look at him.
Look at him.
Oh man.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
That's beautiful.
Okay.
Oh,
Come on,
don't lose
my
it.
fish.
Well, he's got to get in the right posture here. I didn't grab him like I really wanted. Oh, he's a strong thing.
Hello, welcome to the Carolina Outdoor Journal. Well, I like to fish, and this is one of my favorite ways, rigging light for shad fishing. Joe, we had a good time.
We did, and that's, we always say the shad in the spring is a harbinger of the spring fishing season, and you're ready, get your tackle ready for the rest of the year. But it's a good opener. It's a good place to go break out the tackle for the year, and you're right, the hickory shad's a fun fish to catch.
There's no question about it. The lighter, the better.
Certainly, and even though the fish have come up in size over the last few years, some of the management that's been put in place, limits on the fish, and we've seen an increase in the size, especially on the Roanoke River. And but you're right, light tackle brings out the best.
We'll talk more about that in gear time. Now, Donna, she's got grouper with an Italian flavor today.
I haven't tried it yet, but it sounds mighty tasty.
All right, we've got a lot going your way today here on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Bill, last week I was about 100 yards downstream, and you had to fight the fish off. We caught fish literally every cast.
We were here 2 weeks ago. My wife caught eight doubles. But the water's down today, and I think if they raise it up a little, it may turn on here today.
Well, they adapt quickly, and they'll get back on their feed, so to speak, when they move the water up and they get used to it.
Got a good day to fish.
What size fish did you catch a couple weeks ago?
We were catching them. We had many in the 2.5 pound, at least 2.5 pounds. Had to be. I didn't have a scale with me, but a lot of roe shad, a lot of big roes, actually, good sized roes.
And that was what we found this year. The smallest fish we've caught this year have been like our big fish 5-6 years ago.
Yeah. Why? I don't know why that is. Do you have an idea?
Bill, I think, in fact, I would almost say I know that it's been because of really good management practices. The fish have had a chance to grow, and many of the fish that we're catching now have been coming back for 7, 8, even 9 years. And
you're probably right. There he is.
Oh, there he is. Good shot.
Oh man, you see that? Way out there.
All right.
You can see him flashing out there.
Beautiful.
Maybe something to your technique today, Tom.
You see that?
Yeah.
It works every day.
Switch
not just
right
today,
over.
Bill.
I'm gonna let you do the honors when you. No, take your time. He's still out there.
Okay. Good deal. All right.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty one there.
That's a great fish. Let me put this up here.
Look at that bend in that rod. That thing.
Okay, we got him.
Pulling good. Come on, give me a jump. Give me another jump.
Oh man. Wow, that's a.
I believe it's a pretty nice one.
Okay.
Come on up here.
Here we go. Good. That's what.
I'm gonna let. All right, all right. Come on. Let me bring up a little bit closer. He's in your control now. See what I'm talking about? They aren't quite as easy to get a grip on as you might think.
That is a big fish. Just look. That's 2 3/4.
You think? Yeah, he's a pretty one.
That's.
Oh. Well, look at the roe in that fish.
Oh, that's a heavy fish.
Man. Wow. Look at the. I saw the colors. Those purple. Look. Well, that's just his fin. Yeah. That's a pretty one there.
No, this.
That's a roe shad. Well, a roe hickory. It's not a roe shad. It's a roe hickory.
There we go. All right. Good deal.
All right, buddy. Your technique's working.
Single hook.
Single hook.
Don't mess it up with 2 or 3. It'll always work better.
Seems to work. They say you learn something new every day.
Well, how many years you been doing this?
Too many. Hey, all right, Tom.
Little school, I think.
All right.
Gosh, oh man, another nice fish. These are all nice this year. This isn't a monster, but it's a good fish. Okay, come on.
Oh, got a good jump out of him.
Woo! I think this is a little.
I think he's pulling. Look at him.
Yeah, this is a little buck.
Yeah.
Oh, look at him behind. You want to catch one? Just put it right there. See?
Oh yeah,
look at
sure
him.
are.
You got a whole school.
Let me bring it up here and see if I can.
Okay, see if you can get one.
Get it.
I'll try to. There you are. All right. Wow, what a gorgeous fish.
Yeah, hickory shad.
He
had a gold spoon, silver.
Doesn't make any difference. It's a gold spoon.
I think they're just starting to turn on for some reason today.
Let me get this fish.
He hit the spoon again. That's a pulling fish right there.
Yeah. There were.
Look at him.
Oh,
look at him.
Gosh, there must be 8, 10 fish around him.
Sure is.
Back here.
Look at that.
Gosh.
That is beautiful.
You didn't catch the big fish. I saw the big one there.
I didn't.
Boy, what
well, I got a bigger one on than you got. How about that?
What a gorgeous.
Yeah, that's a nice. That's a nice hickory.
Oh man, that's a roe fish.
That'd go every bit of 2 pounds, I believe.
Easily.
Hit that spoon.
And again, that would have been my biggest fish of the season a few years ago. Gosh.
You look, I won the shad tournament about 8 years ago in Grifton, where they have the shad festival, with a 2 pound 10 ounce fish. And we've caught many fish, I think that big, in the last 2 weeks right here.
Well, this is
it's encouraging.
Well, a fishery like this also draws people. You've seen, I saw licenses today from Maryland.
Could you believe the number of...
South Carolina, there was a car from Pennsylvania
really?
today. Yeah.
Really?
Just
the word has gotten out.
Come for shad.
Well, this Roanoke River is loaded with them. This mid-March to late March, they're in here.
All right, there.
As soon as I do is turn my back, and here you go again.
It's running. This is a bonefish. It's a bonefish. Look, a jumping bonefish.
Look, I saw another one.
Oh, that's so pretty. You know, my dad used to tell me that this was the dogwood fish.
Dogwood?
Dogwood fish.
How's
He said when you see the first green of the dogwood buds, you'll catch shad. And so we came to the Roanoke when I was a kid, and he called these dogwood fish. That's a little roe shad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little roe.
It surely is.
Bye-bye.
You lost my fish.
Well, he let go. He let go. I didn't lose him. He let go.
What a beautiful fish.
Clean looking fish. All right, I'm going to change, strategize. No, I'm going to leave this one on. I'm going to change this up.
Okay, here we go. Another, and...
He hit that spoon. That's all you got on is a spoon.
Well, you know, I'm a minimalist when it comes to the idea of having 2 and 3 lures to get in the way.
Well, I like to double and triple my chances. Well, not triple, but...
You guys who grew up in eastern North Carolina think you have to have two hooks to catch a shad, and you have to have a pound of sugar in each glass of iced tea.
That's true, you do.
It's just not necessary. Oh, all right, a young
I saw him, he hit that thing and came back for it.
Yeah, a young tarpon. You know, they're in the same family.
Yeah.
Shad, herring, tarpon.
Yeah.
This is just a baby tarpon. Oh, come on, back around here, guy. Let's go. Come on, back over here. Back up. Get him right in the sun. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, look at him. Oh, gosh, there must be 10 fish with him.
I'm going to get my bait up
now,
here.
Now, this is not as big, but it's an athlete. You know, that's what this one has worked out more than your fish did. Are you gonna do the honors?
Yeah, I'm going to do the honors. I was trying to snag one right under you here.
Okay, don't you lose my fish.
I'll try not to.
Golly.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice one there.
Be careful with my fish. What?
I found that is a good place to grab them. Your fingers go right in there, and I don't think you harm them at all. That's a nice fish there. That's a roe.
Yeah, it is a roe fish.
Beautiful fish.
Have you noticed that when we cast straight out to the side of the boat, which is 90 degrees off the side of the boat, we're getting most of the hits at about 45.
Yeah, right back in there.
Yeah, that's pretty standard. If people are beginning to fish this river, any river for the first time, that straight out to the side and let it swing, and it's on that swing.
It's on the swing. Good deal. I need to get in the swing.
Get in the swing.
I need to get in the swing. All right. What a beautiful day down here. Right there.
Yeah, but that wasn't 45 degrees, that was 52 degrees
that's
on that
where I'm
fish.
going to get mine, though, is about right in there.
Okay, there, all right.
Okay,
this one's swimming to the side. It's migrating. Oh, look at the fish under that.
Ooh, that's another pretty one.
Can you handle this one, or do you need a gaff?
No, I think I can handle it. You got any boga grips?
A boga? Now watch this. Don't wrap your hand, because I don't want you going overboard. This is a big fish.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
All right.
Thank you very much, Bill. Can't give you some slack. It's your fish now.
I'm
you
going to
lose
let
it's
him
all
kind
your
of
fault.
wear himself out a little bit there.
Bill, have you noticed that even with lots of boat traffic, and we've had boat traffic around us today, it's just so popular now that even the amount of boat traffic doesn't bother it.
Actually, I don't mind boat traffic normally.
Well, normally I do mind boat
traffic. If there hasn't been any boat traffic and a boat comes by, sometimes it triggers them for some reason, but here it's almost constant. Doesn't seem to bother them, though.
Well, 52 degrees.
52.
52.
I'll remember that.
That 45 is not working today.
All right, there's about.
Okay, you
50.
got 70.
I was a little bit shy, but that's all right. It'll swing back.
Okay. I am so glad.
He's at that 45. I know. You don't have to tell me.
I'm so glad I've taught you something, Bill. As much as you have taught people how to fish for shad over the years, that it's not always.
Look at that.
Look at the
him.
doubles on there.
Look at him. The other one's right behind him.
I see that.
Look at that. You can see him. Oh, he actually looked like he was.
He was
bite
after
the bait.
Looked like bluefish chasing the.
I mean, that was something. Right. That's a pretty one there.
Oh my golly, Miss Molly. Look at this.
Oh yeah. Look at the belly on that thing. That was a nice one, buddy.
Woo! Way to go.
Thanks.
All right.
I'm gonna let that line untwist. I noticed it was kind of twisty a
Very
little bit there. No, it's not that twisty. All right, let's go do that again. Let's play it again, Sam.
Okay.
Right out there in the 45 where you taught me to cast. There.
Yes, sports fans. All right. This is too good. This is too good.
I need to get my mess out of your way.
Yeah, get it out of the way.
I'm gonna get my mess.
Oh man.
Get my mess clean.
Okay, this is. Oh.
That's a nice one, I believe.
It is a nice fish. Okay.
Take your time.
Yeah, I will. You know what's so nice about this river right now? You see, they call it the 10-boat Navy. You know, this time of the year the Navy launches, and we've got, of course, 80% of the boats. Watch it. Let me get it
I
up.
got him. No, he's not as big as I thought.
Probably 80% of the boats on the river are aluminum. So they call it the 10-boat Navy. Thank you, sir. I want to do some honors for you in a moment.
Well, I would love for you to do the honors. I'm gonna catch up.
Okay.
You just give me a minute or two. I'm not gonna be far behind.
You're missing 52 degrees though. That's the mark today.
Well, I'm trying to give you plenty of berth for your.
Okay.
For your, you know, because I've caught so many. I feel like you probably need to catch a few more, which you don't seem to mind doing.
No, I can.
I tell you, I'm getting most of what I'm seeing though is almost behind us now. Man.
Oh, look at the fish behind him. He's going to knock. Oh, somebody's got a line behind
Let me get my
boat
other.
here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, there he is. Okay. All right.
All right. That was something else to see him hit that
You can either
thing.
show me that this is a white shad or a hickory shad.
Right.
Look at it. Look at him. Oh man.
That's a nice one
Fish
there.
all underneath him.
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh,
look at
that.
him. You can see
look
him
at
there.
everywhere there.
Look at him.
Look at him all
man.
around him. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
That's beautiful.
Okay.
Oh,
okay, come on, don't lose my fish.
Well, he's got to get in the right posture here. I didn't grab him like I really wanted. Oh, he's a strong thing. Hang on.
That's another row, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Bulldog.
See that lip?
Yeah.
See how that this is the farthest thing out. A white shad is.
Oh,
That's a nice one there.
One hit me then. I'm sorry.
You can see that. See that bottom lip is right out there.
And the white shad, the lip's over the bottom.
No, that one, the bottom lip was beyond it. The white shad comes together like a chicken.
Just chicken beak, right? Okay.
That's how you tell the difference. That was a pretty fish right there.
It was. I almost had another one.
I saw him hit it at least twice. I could see him right back there. I saw the flash. Good job.
Okay.
Do it.
Well,
you're the man. No, you leading off.
Well, it's that
Age before beauty? Okay,
no, it's that 2-hook rig you're using.
I might have to switch and just go to a single spoon. If you keep doing this to me now.
Again, I'm of the minimalist school.
Yeah,
well, just working. Enough.
It's working.
Okay.
I was thinking that I might need a little extra weight to get it down, but maybe not.
No,
He hit the spoon again. That's a pulling fish right there.
Yeah.
Tell you what, to be no bigger than he is, he's pulling pretty good.
Gorgeous. You know, a lot of the lures we buy for bass and other fish have pink and purple on them. That's where the pink and purple comes from.
Look at the purple on his back. You can see that purple.
Good grief! I'm gonna lose your spoon here. That's a.
No, you're not.
Okay.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a nice row.
Nice row, but see the purple in there?
Pretty.
Purple, and that's a color of Mother Nature. Oh.
Good job. All right.
Thank you. All right.
Buddy.
Thank you.
Good deal. I got to get that twist out of my line there. Time to retie.
Okay.
Maybe it'll come out.
I'm gonna have some cheese crackers and a soft drink.
I might just join you on that. If you got enough, we'll have to retie that one.
Okay. Well, let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
Joe, I've always said you go light, you can't go wrong fishing for shad. Kind of gets you warmed up for the whole season.
It really does, and it does bring out the best. These fish not only give you a strong run initially, they'll jump. And unlike their cousins, the white shad is known for its really strong pulls and very seldom jumps. But the hickory is out of the water just as much as it is in the water. But you're right, the light tackle brings out the best in him.
You're going to catch some, you're going to miss some. It's all fun.
It really is.
Let's find out about how to rig for the shad. Let's go to Gear Time.
You know, Bill, I don't catch many shad on a spinning rod because I usually use a fly rod.
I know you do. I know you do.
But I used to fish them with a spinning rod with my dad, and we've always been minimalist. You carry a spoon and just 2 darts. I use a green dart or a pink dart. You can put everything you need for fishing all day long in a Band-Aid box.
There's a lot of confidence in what there's a confidence factor in what you're saying, and that's why you're comfortable throwing one of those 3. But there are times when you got a lot of current. Say, I'll go to this heavier dart, which is a 1/4 ounce. Now today we don't really have a lot of current, so we really don't need that. In fact, we found that they like spoons, especially gold spoons.
Sure.
Because you out fishing me today. I'm using a silver spoon, and today it was a spoon day. There are days when different colored spoons would work. Here's a white one and here's a chartreuse one. And you can buy them different colors. Usually this size or a little smaller will catch hickory shad. There are days when, 2 weeks ago when I brought my wife up here, we caught 200. And we used these curly tails.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they wanted that day. That's not to say that they wouldn't hit these spoons.
Sure.
And then these crappie baits, sometimes they will work. But generally speaking, the darts, and here's 2 or 3 of them we've got in here, different colors, depending on the day. Some days, you know, I don't mind changing. Mm-hmm. You'll throw one of those 3, and who knows? And because they sell me a lot of tackle too. I'm like my wife with makeup, I guess. But anyway, I have my. I want to be covered.
Sure.
I don't want to be caught out here with no tackle shop in sight. So I tend to buy too much. But it's different philosophies. Tell me about your rod there. What size rod have you got today?
Oh, I'll normally use 6-pound test just because I don't want to break them. I don't want to lose the spoons of the boat. But I'll use a light spinning rod, not a noodle rod, because these are getting to be bigger fish. But 6-foot rod, real light action, 6-pound test.
That's
is
about
just
all
perfect.
you need. It's a fairly small fish, but you get good jumps out of them. So between all my stuff and your little stuff, I think you can catch some fish. Mm-hmm. And I've enjoyed it. Let's do it again.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
Today in the kitchen we're going to be making grouper Italiano. It's a great recipe and I think you'll really, really enjoy it. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be using about 1.5 cups of white wine. And if you don't like white wine or you don't want to cook with wine, you're welcome to just use water. It'll work all the same. We're just trying to moisten our fish. And we're going to be using some grouper fillets. But if you do like the flavor of wine in your cooking, you can go ahead and just marinate your fish fillets or your grouper fillets for about 5-10 minutes. Fish doesn't really take that long to marinate. So we're going to dip that in our white wine and then, just kind of dip both sides. You just want to moisten your fish. And then we're going to place it into our bag with our breader and coat our fish nice and evenly. And this is going to help give it a great texture and a nice crunchy outer coating. And then we're just going to place it onto our baking sheet. And you can coat your baking sheet with a nonstick spray or you can layer it with some wax paper, some aluminum foil. That'll help with cleanup as well. So once this is coated well, we're going to place this in a preheated 400-degree oven, and we're going to bake this for just about 10 to 15 minutes, just until your fish is cooked thoroughly and flaky to the fork. Make sure that it's done completely. And then when it comes out, it'll look like this, nice and golden brown and crunchy on the outside. And while your fish is cooking, you can saute some peppers and onions and also heat up some of your favorite pasta sauce or your favorite spaghetti sauce that you have. And to finish this dish off, what we're going to do is we're going to place it in an oven-safe dish, and we're going to place some of our spaghetti sauce on top of this. This is just a really nice dish. It'd be a nice hearty dish when it's nice and cold outside, if you like. Then we're going to place our peppers and our onions on this that are sauteed. And then we're going to top it off with some shredded mozzarella cheese. And if you like a lot of cheese, you can put more on there. And then we're going to put this underneath the broiler for just about 5 minutes, just until your cheese begins to melt and turns a nice bubbly golden brown. So, and then you have a fabulous dish. You can serve this with a nice green salad and some nice hard bread, which would be really great as well. As you can see our cheese is nice and brown on the top, and it's bubbled up, and it's just looks really great, and I think you will really, really enjoy this. So I hope you enjoy the Grouper Italiano, and this is Simple Cooking here on Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Thanks, Donna, for that recipe. Joe, we've got more shad. We've got bigger shad, and there's a good reason for that.
That's right. We've been managing that shad population for a number of years now. There's a 10 fish limit, and we've seen the numbers go up in all of our rivers, which is a great deal, and then in size. And, you know, you're catching 2-pound shad pretty regular now, where that used to be not the norm. And so it just shows what you can do when you take care of a resource, and a lot more people enjoy that resource now because of that.
They certainly do, and I am one of them. For Joe Albee, I'm John Moore. Thanks for joining us today on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Make sure to visit our website for more information.
Grady White boats are known for uncompromising quality through exceptional attention to detail. On every model, from 18 to 45 feet, we incorporate exclusive features and quality components that you won't find on any other boat brands. Our exclusive CV2 hull design is ranked highest in every third-party survey done in the marine industry. So every day on the water will be a great day, no matter the conditions. Ask any Grady White owner and they'll tell you, get the Grady.
Hey guys, it's Captain Richard Andrews here. I want to do a follow-up video on terminal tackle for shad. We did a video recently about how to rig a shad, make a shad rig, but I wanted to follow up and show you some of the terminal tackle we use on our shad rigs. There's many variations of shad baits, but I want to kind of show you guys what I use and prefer over the last, say, 10 years of fishing for shad. So this is your basic shad rig, your basic tandem shad rig with the short leader and your long leader behind it. And that's your basic hickory shad rig. You've got a 1/8 ounce jig head with a 2-inch curly tail in the front. That kind of acts as your weight. And then your none-guesser shad spoon in the back. That's a standard hickory shad rig. Sometimes we clip the spoon off in the back and put another crappy jig like that on the back if we need more weight. That gives us a 1/4 ounce of weight on the rig total. If you're fishing a little bit deeper water, you need to get down. And then some days they tend to key on the jigs better than the spoons, or vice versa. So it's just good to start out with that. If they're hitting the front bait a lot, maybe you need to switch to 2 of them and try it. There's tons of different variations on these spoons. There's different colors. There's, of course, what I just showed you, the chartreuse with the orange head, chartreuse with the green head, solid white, solid red, white with the pink head, solid silver, solid gold, a feathered spoon, a larger size feathered spoon, and even a larger size none-guesser. This is a Johnson brand. Johnson makes some of these. You'll see these on the shelf. I prefer the smaller none-guesser spoons. I've been using these for most of my life shad fishing. They did the trick. And of course, if you go to the store and buy you some 2-inch curly tails, that's really all you need. And I use a lot of just unpainted 1/8 ounce round jig heads with which is a standard crappy jig head with a thin wire hook, and rig them up just like I showed you. And that's really what you need for shad fishing. It's pretty simple. But start out with that basic tandem rig right there with the spoon in the back and the 1/8 ounce jig in the front. And then if you need to use 2 jigs, switch to 2 jigs, you can do so. Switching to 2 spoons is not really practical because the front spoon doesn't really swim very well. I've never used that. It makes the rig extremely light because these spoons are so light in weight. But this acts as your weight, gets it down, your spoons, your trailer bait, And a lot of times they're keying on one or the other. And if they tend to key more on the spoon, stick with the spoon. If they tend to key on the jig, switch to 2 jigs. That's what I do. Hope this helps, guys. So get to the store and stock up on your shad tackle for the season. The rivers are high right now, but they're coming down. And it'll be shad season before we know it. Thank you.
Need some Inspector Gadget arms here. Reach out and get that one.
I'm trying to bring it in, but I'm just trying to handle it so
you're
carefully.
You're doing it perfect. Don't horse him in. Horsing him in, you'll make a mistake.
Yep. I'm just trying to be real slow.
If he throws the hook, he throws the hook. Oh man, that's a pretty one.
Yep. I think he's shy at his boat. He gets real close to the boat and he'll take right off.
He might think you're ugly.
You think so?
Hello and welcome to the Carolina Outdoor Journal. Well, today's program is a show that Joe has been wanting to do as long as I have known him, and it's all about shad.
It is, and you know, the shad is one of my favorite fish of every fish that we have in North Carolina. We have a lot of them, but today's show we're going to take you on a double header, like you said, starting in the morning on the Tar River, targeting the American white shad, and then catching a number of white shad, picking up, taking the boat out, and going up I-95 to Weldon, where we targeted the hickory shad. Just something that on the surface it sounds easy, but it's not that easy. And you got 2 river systems that are different, and but we pulled it off, and a lot of fun.
And in gear time, we're going to find out just how different it is.
Well, the guys will go over the tackle, pretty much the same tackle. Short ultralight rods, 6-foot rods, 4-pound test line on the reel. On the rigs, they go up a little bit on the Americans because they're a little heavier fish, and you'll see the difference. The lighter for the hickories, but they'll go with that in gear time.
And they've got some easy quail dumplings today.
Real tasty recipe. I think it goes right along with this show, quail recipe from Donna.
It's going to be mighty fine. So let's go to work today on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
So Brad, I appreciate you joining me this morning here on the Tar River and Rocky Mount. We're going to try to get a nice early start to catch us some American or white shad here on the Tar River, and then head on up midday to Weldon and chase hickories. What do you think about that?
I think it's going to make for an exciting day. I can't wait. You've got an interesting plan for us. We're going to cover 2 coastal North Carolina rivers on the same day.
Yeah, that's a very nice thing about this part of the state is you can do both in the same day. We've got our shad rigs and our ultralights, and we're ready to go.
It's going to be great. Let's get after it.
All right. I wonder if we'll catch one on the first cast.
Let's see.
It happens a lot.
Is this going to be a
the fish are here. It's late March. This is the peak of the shad run, so there are plenty of them around. Oh, missed him. Oh. He hit me, Brad. Well, a nice kind of steady, slow retrieve is usually the preferred technique. All right, Brad, first hookup of the day. How many casts was that? 3 casts?
I think the 3rd cast, he took it right away. Pretty good.
See what you got here. Hopefully it's a white shad. It could be a hickory.
It feels like it's got a good little pool, so I'm expecting a white to come out of this possibly.
We have hickories and whites in the tar here this year. There's been a lot of hickories showing up too, but really we're after the bigger white shad here this morning. It looks like it might be one. He's a nice one.
I love to hear that.
She rather.
Drag pull.
Oh, look at that fish. Oh boy, that is a nice shad right there. Right, nice and gentle, nice and gentle.
Yeah, she's
Oh, there we go. All right, Brad, we got a nice Tar River white shad, 3rd cast this morning. I'm gonna be real easy with this fish. These fish are on the spawning grounds. It's important to really take good care of them. If you overhandle them, it'll pinch a lot of times pinching their gills or knocking their scales off is not good for them. So we're just gonna be nice and gentle with them, not handle them too much, and let her go.
I think that's best.
Pretty fish, isn't it?
It is.
Good job, bud.
Yeah, man. There she goes. Richard, I think there's a few more out there for us.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get us a second one. That was the first fish of the day, 3rd cast. We need about 3 or 4 fish in our first 10 casts.
Okay, all right, let's do it. A couple double hookups would be nice.
That'd be nice. I'll take that.
There's
nice,
Brad.
Richard. Pretty work, bud.
Yeah, that was a great one. again, this one's pulling nice and hard. I think we might have another American here.
We'll see.
It'd be a great one to follow that last one up.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. That
It
last
sure was.
fish.
Listen to that drag. Isn't it awesome? That is light tackle, 4-pound line on this
You
thing.
don't have
man.
a
It's
double.
just,
It
really
looks like you got more than you can handle.
Right. You know, I actually caught him closer to the bottom this time than that last one. I let this one sink right on down. We
slowed it down a little bit.
We went through a little short stretch where they weren't hitting, so I sunk it down, and sure enough.
It's funny how sometimes these fish will hit it right when it hits the water, but usually the bottom part of the water column is more productive.
Well, like Gus, I guess they get tired of the same pattern all the time, right?
Yeah, well, if you're not getting bit, a lot of times just slowing it down will help tremendously.
Yeah, I think that's what I did
Or
there.
even adding a little bit of weight to your rig. But we don't have any weight on these rigs today because we're only fishing in about 5 feet of water, so it's relatively shallow here.
Yeah.
Hope I don't beat it off with the net. You never know.
We'll try to bring it right up to you.
Oh man, look at that! Wow, wow. I'm gonna have to get back here in front of you, I think.
That's like Florida tarpon fishing.
Need some Inspector Gadget arms here. Reach out and get that one.
I'm trying to bring it in, but I'm just trying to handle it so
you're
carefully.
you're doing it perfect. Don't horse him in. Horsing him in, you'll make a mistake.
Yep. I'm just trying to be real slow.
If he
and
throws
careful
the
with it.
hook, he throws the hook. Oh man, that's a pretty one.
Yep. I think he's shy at his boat. He gets real close to the boat and he'll take right off.
He might think you're ugly.
You think so? He might not be the first one to think
There
that.
we go. Look at that.
All
Wow,
right.
that's what we
That's a great
came.
one.
That's what we came to Tar River
That's
for,
a
Brad.
beauty.
There she is, Brad.
Big, beautiful fish.
Yeah, probably, between 3 and 4 pounds, I would have to estimate.
Absolutely.
You can see the bulge in her belly. She's got roe sacks in there and hasn't spawned yet, but she will in a few days. We'll let her go back and catch us another one.
Let's do that.
All right, Brad, got him on, bud.
Nice one.
Yeah, that's a good one,
Man,
too.
he was headed right into that tree. Pulled him right out with that rod.
Taking drag. Or he was. Let's get him up here.
Yeah. Want to see him. See her? Oh, yeah.
She.
She's
We keep
big
saying
old
he,
white.
but she.
Yeah, big old white. Female.
Oh, she's going to go where
walk
she
by
wants
there.
to go, I think.
Walk back a little with it.
There she goes. She turned around. She turned around.
Let me get underneath you here with the net. Get ready.
Yeah, you definitely can't horse these fish at all.
You gotta give that one some time.
4-pound test, so you can't really do it, but so much.
That's right.
Oh, let's
time.
give her
She's
some
not quite
time.
done.
Nice and gentle with her.
Yeah, just work her in real easy.
All right, here she comes one more time.
Bring her up.
Whoa, she's digging like a tuna.
Right here at the boat.
Look at that thing. Whoa, man.
Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. There
All
we
right,
go.
way to go. Thank you.
Good job.
Wow, talk about a fatty.
That's a fun fight, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it sure is.
Look at that.
That's a beautiful American shad there.
That sure is. You got it?
Yeah, let's just pull her out right here and be nice and gentle with her so we can see her. Look at that. Man, that's beautiful. Look at the sunshine on her scales there.
You know, Richard, I had mentioned earlier about it being just such a magical time of year for these American shad, and they're running up right now. We're in the peak season for these guys, and it's just awesome to experience it. And I think we were talking about earlier, the hickories they run a little bit earlier, right?
Yeah.
And so that hickory run is probably maybe not over, but on the outward side of.
Well, there's a lot of up at the roll net right now, so
Right.
I think we should.
That's what
I think we should head up there and get on
Sounds
some of
like-
that action too.
Let's end with this.
Okay,
beauty,
that's a good
and,
way to end it. All right,
let's do
sounds
that.
good. I'll let her go.
Richard, quick 40-minute drive from where we just were. whole different scenario here now. We got a wind picking up, and we're in Weldon now.
Yeah, it's like fishing 2 trips in one today. We're going to get after these hickories. It's peak season up here on the Roanoke for these hickory shad, and we're going to hit one of my special spots and hope we can get them every cast this afternoon.
Well, this, like I said, I hadn't fished the shad run here in Weldon before. First time for me doing that here, so I'm excited to see what we got.
I think you're going to be in for a treat.
I'm excited.
Let's get after it.
Yep.
Once we got the boat in position here, got a hickory shad on the very first cast.
It didn't take long, did it?
No, it took about 5 seconds.
It's amazing how.
And there's 2 of them. There's 2 or 3 of them down there swimming with that fish. I can see them. It's amazing how many fish are in this river during the peak of the run. And he had that grub on the front end there.
Yep.
Wow, look at that, man.
That was quick work.
Didn't take very long, did it?
No, not at all.
See, that's the hickory with the underbite, with the jaw going underneath the upper lip there. That's the best way, and they have a little bit less all white tone to them, more translucent, a little bit greener tint to them. So they're a little different, but there's subtle differences, but not a whole lot.
And they typically in size don't range as large as those Americans we were catching.
Well, the big female roe shad are pretty big, but they're not as big as those whites.
All right, gotcha.
We'll let this one go and catch another one, hopefully on the second cast. How's that sound?
Sounds like a plan, as long as I make the second cast.
You better hurry, because I'm going to beat you to it. They're just coming right up this bank here. There's a gravel bar, a shallow gravel bar right here, Brad, and if you get your bait out there, kind of off this bank, slow down your retrieve, you should get a bite.
I switched over to a white jig with a white spoon and this ultralight rod like you're throwing, and they hit that too.
Yeah, white with a little pink top is always a good color.
Man, that is a fun fight.
Let me get the net out for you.
Look at that.
Oh, nice jump.
Acrobatic. Look at him jump. All right, another one in on the white spoon. There you go. Thank you for that good mate job. Richard, you got us in your backyard. I think you're going to...
Well, I'm a little more familiar with the Roanoke hickory fishing, so...
I think you're going to pay me back here.
You put it to me this morning, I'm going to admit to that. You really did.
I think you're going to pay me back here. You know this river really well.
Look at them all down there. Look at them all down there around that fish. That's
like
crazy.
Watching bluefish.
There's 4 or 5 of them down there. Look at them all swimming around them.
How aggressive they are.
Wow, that's crazy. Look at them. There's 3 of them behind that fish right there.
And the water's really clear, so you can see all of that. It's great.
Yeah, we have good conditions. This water's very clear. He hit that front jig again. All right, that fish hit the curly tail, so we're gonna let that fish go. That's a female. She's full of roe. Hopefully she'll spawn here in the next few days.
Richard, I got another one over here.
Good.
I love watching them underwater. I mean, the water's so clear that you can watch them fight, watch their movements, their action.
There's one coming up after him.
Yeah, sure is.
Maybe I need to get my bait down there behind him.
It's like bailing for dolphin, isn't it?
Pretty. Man, they're pretty, aren't they?
It's good looking fish.
Another female. Let her go.
We got another one.
You got a double?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just another single. They are very active. We got a whole school coming up behind them.
I just need to drop my bait behind yours.
See, if I leave it down there long enough, I might get that double.
Look at that fish swimming with it.
There you go.
That white spoon with the pink head again.
Pink head sets it off.
That's a good bait. There he goes. Here we go, Brad.
Nice fish, Richard.
Another fish.
Good rod bender.
Ooh, that feels heavy.
We'll see if I can come right behind you with one.
Oh, nice jump. Look at that.
They're an entertaining fish, aren't they?
They sure are. If you could.
They keep you busy.
Let's see if this one's got any partners with them. Yeah, there's one back there. Yep, there's 2 or 3 behind them. See if you can get your bait back behind there, and we'll see if we can.
Bluefish.
We'll see if we can hook one. Hook a double this way, or let you hook one.
Right off of it.
And they kind of faded off. There's a short window of opportunity there to try to do that.
It is.
You know, one thing that a lot of people could do when they're catching just these fish by the droves, you can push your barbs down on your baits, and they'll help the fish.
It's not necessary to have them on there. And,
no, you really don't. Not when you're catching a whole lot of them.
You know, what I was just saying, all of us on the coast that love catching bluefish, this is so similar.
It is.
The aggressive pattern, the way that they fight, the numbers, it's very exciting, just like catching a bunch of blues.
Baling Taylor bluefish in the inlet.
That's right.
Joe, your shad doubleheader mission accomplished.
It really did, and I tell you, a couple of weeks after we did the white shad portion, that they just turned off, and it really is a little more difficult to do that. But Richard is going to start offering that trip as part of his package, shad fishing, in the future. So if you want to try it, give him a call.
All right, let's check out more. Let's go to Gear Time.
So Brad, this was your first trip on a boat shad fishing on the Tar River this morning, and your first trip shad fishing in Weldon, period. What did you think of your experience today?
Richard, I had a great day. It was just an incredible experience to be able to experience both rivers on the same day, less than a 6-hour period. The weather cooperated, got a little breezy in the afternoon. It still worked. The fish cooperated. What can you tell us more about the tackle that we used today?
Well, we're using 6-foot rods. I have an ultralight TFO. You have a light action TFO. Some people prefer the light action for the white shad. They're a little heavier. I like to use the ultralight for both fishing. We're using 1000 series reels and a standard tandem shad rig. We use 4-pound test monofilament on the reel and 8-pound test for the shad rig. You know, really light. Most of our tandem shad rigs have a spoon on the back and either a dart or a 2-inch curly tail crappie jig on the front. And a lot of times you'll catch doubles or just fish on one. We use a lot of different colors and styles of baits depending on what the shad prefer. Some days they really do have a preference, so it's good to have a well-stocked shad box with a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes of small shad baits, spoons, darts, and crappie jigs. And you know, usually you'll notice a pattern. The fish start to hit, you keying on one thing throughout the day, maybe, and that could change as your sun conditions change. Middle of the day, it can change a lot in the morning. So, you know, keying on that bait that they're hitting, and that's your go-to bait for today.
Richard, I appreciate the experience today, bringing me out here, allowing me to enjoy this. Looking forward to doing it again with you.
I enjoyed it, Brad. Thanks
a
lot, bud.
Thank you.
If you'd like the experience of a shad doubleheader, give Captain Andrews a call. His number's right there on your screen. Now, we're going to catch up with Donna. She's in the kitchen. She's got a recipe today. You're going to like this one. It's easy quail with dumplings.
Today in the kitchen, we're making an easy quail dumpling recipe. This is a nice hearty recipe. You can add all different types of vegetables if you like. It can be as plain or as complicated as you like. So we have our water going in our pan. I also have some butter, so it's going to have some nice flavor. We're going to add a little cracked black pepper to it. And then we're going to add some Ann's chicken base to this. And this is a great thing you just keep in your fridge, and then when you're making something that has a chicken base, you don't have to worry about buying chicken stock. You can make your own quick and easy. So we're gonna let that mix together. And once it starts to boil, we're gonna add in our Anne's dumplings. And we're just gonna add these a couple at a time so that they don't stick together. And we already have our quail that has already been cooked and pulled off the bone. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that in it while we're still waiting for that to boil. And then I think I'm gonna add some parsley to it too, because I just think it needs a little color. And if I was making this myself, I would add carrots and maybe some kale even, which would be great. You could add some beans to it if you want, or some different types of vegetables that your family likes. So we have our broth base going, and this is your base, so you can add anything you like from here on out. We're gonna start adding in our dumplings, and they just come in sheets, and you're gonna work with them when they're frozen. These have gotten a little bit thawed, but we're just gonna drop them into our mixture here and let these cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. And we're just gonna keep adding them every couple 3 minutes and give them a stir. And this will help thicken up a little bit your stew. And we're just gonna add those in. It's a quick and easy dish to make. It's one of those that smells great in your kitchen on a cold day. So we're just gonna give it a stir and keep, there we go. So we're just gonna continue to do that. You're gonna use, you can use a whole entire package if you'd like, but I think probably about 12 to 15 of the dumplings is great because they're pretty big and they'll expand a little bit as you cook them. So this is what it looks like when we've taken it out. We can see the great big dumplings that are in there, some great quail on the top. You can add, like I said, additional vegetables. It'd be great with a salad or some crunchy bread as well. So I hope you enjoy the easy quail dumplings, and I look forward to seeing you next time here on Simple Cooking.
Another good recipe. Thank you for that, Donna. And if you want our favorite recipes, go online to CarolinaOutdoorJournal.com. Now, Joe, it was a busy day.
Yeah, busy, but you know, in 6 hours we pulled that off, and it's something I've been wanting to do for years. And you know, if you ever try it, you know, give Captain Andrews a call if you want to try it. You'll understand the dynamics that played into making this happen. But one thing I want to mention, this book that I read several years ago, it's by John McPhee. It's called The Founding Fish, and it's about the American white shad. Fascinating history about this fish and how it played into our history, particularly back during the Revolutionary War, where the fish was really important to our troops back then. But a great book, and I will say that it's out of hardback right now, but you can get it in softback at Barnes & Noble's. They carry the book, and it's just a great read if you know a little bit about and you fish with American shad. You can learn a lot more about them. Also, Halifax County has really come out in recent years for particularly the striped bass, but recently the hickory and the white shad too. They got a visitor center that you can go to, and if you're fishing there for the first time, you can learn a little bit about the area, about the Roanoke River and how it plays into these fish migrations. Both of them fascinating fish to me and a lot of fun to catch.
Simply put, mission accomplished.
Absolutely.
For Joe Albee, I'm John Moore. Thanks for joining us today on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Make sure to visit our website for more information.
Grady White boats are known for uncompromising quality through exceptional attention to detail. On every model, from 18 to 45 feet, we incorporate exclusive features and quality components that you won't find on any other boat brands. Our exclusive CV2 hull design is ranked highest in every third-party survey done in the marine industry. So every day on the water will be a great day, no matter the conditions. Ask any Grady White owner and they'll tell you. Get the Grady.
Okay guys, Captain Richard Andrews here with Tarpam Guide Service out of Bath, North Carolina. I want to talk to you guys about shad fishing. Shad fishing is a subject that's near and dear to my heart, being a native of Tarboro, growing up on the Tar River. And I thought I would share with you guys some useful information here today on how to tie a basic shad rig. We'll go over a little bit of the tackle as well, you know, rods and reels and line and so forth. But I wanted to show you guys how to tie a quick and easy shad rig. My clients all the time are throwing, you know, their rigs into the trees. I personally never do that, so, but other people do, are guilty of it. So it's a good thing to know how to retie one quickly, because you'll end up losing quite a few while you're out there fishing. You'll get them snagged on stuff in the river and caught up in tree limbs, and you just need to know how to tie one quick. So guys, I start with the basic leader material. I'm using 15-pound fluorocarbon today. I usually start with about 3 feet, measure half an arm's length. You see that right there? And that's about 3 feet. Cut my leader material off with a pair of scissors. And I take my material and I double it over and make about an 8-inch. I've got my material and I just take it, go about 8 inches from the end and just double it over, just like that. So I've got a short piece and then a long piece, which makes my trailer bait leader. So once again, 3-foot section of leader. Start from the end, go about 8 inches or so from the end, and just fold the line over like that. So you've got a nice short piece and a nice long piece. When you take your fold and just tie an overhand knot. Just that simple, an overhand loop knot. If you want to, you can go back through and tie a second one. Double overhand knot. Be a double surgeon's loop, basically. And then pull that nice and tight. And then you're left with the short leader and your long leader. And if you're hickory shad fishing, you can tie on your spoon on the back. I like to use a loop knot just because I tie loop knots on most of my artificial bait. So I use a knot called a canoe man's loop knot, which is great, and I can do that in another video. But it's a really simple, easy, quick loop knot. Pull that tight with your teeth. Trim the tag in. There's your back bait, your spoon. And come in here to your front leader and tie your dart or your 2-inch curly tail grub, which is what we have today. Do a loop knot, or, you know, just any kind of knot. I like a loop knot. Tighten it up, cinch it down. Don't use your teeth. Your dentist is not going to like that. Cut your tag end off. And there you have it, a very simple double shad rig right there. You can have them about a foot apart, 1.5 feet apart. Sometimes I like them more like 2 feet apart, 1.5 feet to 2 feet. This one's a little close, but I wanted to tie it close to demonstrate how to do it. So overhand loop knot, and that's what you're left with right there at the end. You can make that a little bit smaller if you like. I tied mine kind of big today just to show you. And you just tie your main line right into that using a uni knot or improved clinch or whatever. And what we use for our shad is this is a TFO ultralight 7-foot trout panfish rod. It's the best shad rod I can find on the market. I like the longer ultralights. They're 7-footers because they're easier to cast. This is a 1500 series reel spooled with 6-pound mono, and I use a lot of mono because it sinks better and gets that rig down in the current a lot more effectively. Hope this helps you with your shad rigging. Hope you have a good shad season this year, and maybe I'll see you on the water.
Not as big as that last one you had on, but he's okay.
Did he hit the spoon?
Yeah, he's on the spoon.
I'll be doggone. Let me get that net.
All right.
Let me get my mess in
He's
first.
a buck, but he's okay.
He's a nice buck, is what he is.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the Carolina Outdoor Journal. Well, today's program is going to take us to Rocky Mount, and Joe, the shad are running.
That's right. This is the opening, salvo of spring fishing to me, along with cousin, the hickory shad, the American white shad, enters all of our rivers in the spring to spawn. All of our rivers have American white shad. Today we're on the Tar River fishing up near Rocky Mount, which is a great destination for anybody that knows anything about shad fishing. That's where you go. But we had a really pretty spring day and caught fish.
What's the connection between the dogwood and the shad?
Well, the dogwood is your visible sign. Usually when the dogwood blooms, that's the time to go white shad fishing, and that's kind of an indicator.
And of course, this fish is not high tech at all.
No, it's pretty simple, light, fairly light tackle. Although you use a little heavier tackle, a little stouter tackle for the white shad than you do the hickory shad because they're a little bit bigger. They'll get up to 5 or 6 pounds, the big roe shad. So, but just a lot of fun.
And Donna's got a recipe for scallops today.
Scalloped scallops in the kitchen today.
Well, the shad are running. Let's get to it on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Bill, we've been waiting to do this. We're here.
Here we are. We've been waiting a whole year, really.
Springtime white shad on the Tar River.
First week in April.
Yeah, the water's been real high, and it's really
it's finally fishable.
Starting to drop out a little bit, clearing up.
That guy's already caught 2 across from the bank over there. Beautiful morning.
I really think we're just getting into the good run of white shad too.
Yep.
They might have been here earlier, but we didn't.
Well, the hickories are okay to get you going, and there's nothing wrong with hickories, but I swan you, these white shad are just so much bigger, more fun. That guy's got another one on over there, Tom.
Yeah, that's the 3rd fish he's caught in the last 5 or 10 minutes.
I had a bump just a minute ago.
Seeing a few roll out here.
I tell you, these fish, they just pull so much harder than a hickory. I mean,
it's just no comparison,
bigger fish.
Really. The hickory is a spunky fish, and they're a lot of fun, and I love them. But you can get a fish here, 4 or 5 pounds, that'll really give you all you can handle.
Yeah. I'm gonna fish this orange dart just with no weight. I noticed you got on a split shot above.
Yeah, I've got an egg sinker on there and a 1/4 ounce dart.
You can get it on over there too.
But I will throw a spoon if that's what it takes.
Well, I'm gonna kind of watch and see what he's using. I think he's got 2 darts on his rig.
He's got a tandem rig. I don't know whether he's got a spoon or not.
There he is. Right here.
Got him, Bill?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right here behind the boat.
Yeah. Let me know if he's big enough to land.
I don't know. I swan, it feels like a trout, a big trout. It's been so long.
Almost got a little head shake.
He ain't all that big. Tell you what, on this light tackle though, it's a buck.
Little buck?
Yeah, I think I can get him.
Okay. I can get him for you if you want me to.
Well, if you'd be so kind. Little buckarooski on the orange dart.
Yep.
Well, that'll start things off. And a
quick release. We'll get a bigger one in here and look at him a little bit.
All right. Cool. Maybe we'll catch a few.
That's probably one thing we're going to need to do is maybe land some of them in the net if they're a little bigger than that.
Yeah. If we get a roe, that's what I want to catch, is a roe that takes me 10 minutes to get in. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
Just sit out there and just dog with you on this light stuff.
Sits down in a rocking chair right on the bottom.
Yeah, that's what you feel like.
Yeah.
Feel like a big old trout with that head shaking down there. Big old sow shad, but I want. There's nothing like a white on the end of your line.
Nope.
Look how that thing just sits. I mean, you can't just horse these fish in. I believe he found the rocking chair down there. He's sitting on the bottom on the
sitting down rocking.
Come on, baby.
I might just net him just to take a good look at him. Not bad. Oh, me.
He likes that orange dart. We're gonna catch a whopper here in a little bit, though.
Yeah.
Oh, here we are.
Oh, pretty.
There's a white shad right there for you.
Just a medium size, not real big.
See how his lips come together right there together.
That's the only way I know to tell the difference right there. People talk about the colors and...
Well, they're a little bigger too.
Well,
it's a nice fish.
They are generally a little bigger, but they're catching such big hickories.
We're gonna catch a big one here in a minute.
Yeah, that's not a bad fish.
Yeah. I'm happy. This is fun right here. I could do this for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I hope to join you. Guess what, Bill?
What are you doing?
I got a little...
What are you doing?
I feel pretty sure it's a white shad. It's not going to be a hickory.
I'm going to have to say that you do have a fish on this time.
You give me credit for even hanging one this time?
No. I knew when you switched colors that things were going to change. Uh-oh, he's
might have a little bit more weight on him than the... Yeah, he's a little bit better.
That's a decent fish, isn't it?
A little bit better.
Get him, Tom. You don't just horse him there, that's for sure.
No, you can't horse these fish, especially with light tackle.
Don't you love it?
I've got 6-pound test here too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Well, uh-oh, Tom, we got 2 on.
Got a double.
Wait a minute. Don't you get your chocolate, my peanut butter here.
Am I over you or under you?
I think you're over me.
Okay.
Oh, baby.
All right.
There you go. This isn't bad. There you go. Now you got it.
Clear?
Yep. Okay. Go on.
He's not real big.
That thing is just dogging it.
Shad.
And he's not even a big one.
Get them both in there?
Yeah, put them both in there. If I can get him over there, he's a little fella.
All right.
That's the way you like to do it, 2 at a time. As long as you don't get them mixed up. They're both bucks.
Yeah, they are.
But that's all right. That's all right. Come here, baby. And they are slippery.
They really are.
Slippery when wet, right?
That's right.
Slippery when wet, isn't that cute?
Yep.
I thought, yeah. I can't grab him.
I'm gonna put him out on this side. Maybe he'll go back and hit again.
A little buck here. This one's not even all that big. I got him hooked good.
All right.
Oh, come here, fella.
The game's on now.
I'll tell you what, you got to look at that, how that hook is bent. See, if I wasn't paying attention, I need to get a little pair of pliers, actually.
Yeah, these hooks are a little bit soft.
I kind of like that, though, because if you get hung on something, you might even get the hook to bend, you know, and then you can always re-bend it.
Yeah, a lot of times you can just pull it real easy and it'll straighten right out.
Sure is pretty out here today.
Oh, it's beautiful. You notice the dogwoods?
About that time,
yeah. When you see the dogwoods
it's time to go white
open up a little bit.
Yeah.
That's one thing I always get excited about, white shad fishing especially.
You know what I use as an indicator is when we have green up, and we're having green up right now, these trees are just opening up.
Yep.
If the water's not too high, it's time to go.
It is time to go. And you can catch them before all that happens, but my confidence level goes up
and comfort
real
level.
high.
It's pretty decent out here today. It's going to be
yeah.
70, 80 degrees today. What could be better than that? Calm, clear, beautiful, that bright green of the new growth, and a white shad on the end of your line. Are you kidding me? Oh. Whoa, 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 whoa,
again?
Whoa, watch out.
Boy, you're putting a hurt on me, boy.
Oh, it's nothing.
I know it.
It's nothing.
It must not be.
No, I mean, it's fun.
It must not be anything to it.
I don't know which is more fun, catching the fish or watching you envy me catching one, because I happen to get lucky every now and then.
Well, you know.
Tell you what, I love the way these fish pull.
He's
a nice one right there.
Little bit bigger.
Looks like a trout. Look, you see how he's shaking that head?
Yes, head shake. That's a little bigger fish.
Is it a little bigger?
A little bit better.
I told you they were going to start getting big. Yeah, it's a little bigger fish.
Yeah, a little better.
That's a little beefier there.
Why don't you take a break?
Oh, that's Ooh, it popped right out. Just don't wiggle now.
Good deal. That's pretty.
That's a nice fish
That's
right there.
That's a little bit better class there.
Thick, make a good eating right there.
Mm-hmm.
I really need to take one home to Laura. There you go.
Nice fish.
There we go. We can catch one bigger than that.
Yeah, we're moving up.
That was fun
Class
right
here
there.
now.
Little orange dart. It's doing it.
Yeah, I might have to go to an orange dart. I'll do that.
I got some extras.
I think I might have an extra myself.
An extra dozen. Your tackle box is like looking in most tackle shops.
I think I could.
And you find them. You find most of them. I've never seen anybody Easter egg hunt as much as you do on a fishing trip.
Well, that gives me two things to look forward to on a fishing trip.
Constantly looking in limbs and trees. Hey.
Okay, Bill.
What you got on there?
Must be a million of them out there.
Well, I'm glad to see you hook up there, buddy.
You know, a spoon and a dart.
Oh,
Sometimes you have to go to that.
You might get another one on if another, they come up snooping around it.
You know, I hope not.
Well,
Because I've had two on, and a lot of times they go the opposite directions and break off.
That's what I'm talking about.
Feels like he's got a little more weight.
He does?
Yeah.
All right. Maybe that's that nice one we've been talking about. Let me get my little mess out of your way here.
Well, she didn't.
Let me get my, yeah. Very good.
All right. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Little better fish.
That's a nice fish there.
A little bit better.
Yeah. Hit the spoon. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's that. There you go, Tom. That's better. Oh yeah.
Neat,
that's
pretty.
Pretty fish there.
Mm-hmm.
Thick fish. That's what we're after right there. That's nice. Don't you love it?
Those little dots.
You can see them when you look down, but not when you look across.
Oops. All right.
Nice job.
Okay.
That's every bit of 3.5 pounds. That's more like it. When the dogwoods bloom. How about it?
On the old spoon.
The old spoonerooski.
Yeah.
All right, you catch another one, and I'm gonna have to think about
Pet
be a
spoon.
spoon-fed fish there.
I had a strike, in the cast before that. All right, Billy.
Oh, you get one?
Finally.
Oh, all right, my friend.
Ooh.
Was it decent?
Feels like it's a pretty good fish.
It looked like it came.
All these white shad pull good though.
Yeah, that's true.
Wants to go behind the boat. Get back
You
out
don't know
here
if
in
he's
big
on
water.
the spoon, I don't guess yet. He's getting
over
back
here. There he goes.
Crawling the bank.
Yeah. He probably knows where a snag is over there.
That's where he was born. He's a little jumping. Cool.
He's not as big as that last one you had on, but he's okay.
Did he hit the spoon?
Yeah, he's on the spoon.
I'll be doggone. Let me get that net.
All right.
Let me get my mess in
He's
first.
a buck, but he's okay.
He's a nice buck, is what he is.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, my friend. Good. We're still after that 5-pounder.
Yeah, we are.
We're gonna get her. She's out there.
Boy, they're slippery.
They are very slippery. Hard to put your hand on those fish.
It's actually easier to just put it back in.
Silvery, silvery. Very nice.
Joe, you mentioned the dogwood as being one of the indicators, but there are others.
Well, you need the water temperature, and it's really better if the water's up. If you got good, and this spring we've had lots of water in the river, and then that's what draws these fish in to spawn. They've got to reach the areas that they were born in, their natal streams, or the area that they were born in. So water temperature, height of the river, and then if you got a full bloom going on your dogwoods, that tells you that that's the time to go. I mean, you can see that, and generally, on average, that's where you can go catch them. And it's just a great way to open your fishing in the spring, and just lots of fun.
Well, when the dogwoods start blooming, that's when you need to get ready. Let's find out more about being ready. Let's go to Gear Time.
Tom, I have had a ball this morning.
I have
We've had some fun. Let's just talk a few minutes about what we use to catch these fish. What do you like to white shad fish with?
Generally for white shad, I like to throw a single dart or a single spoon or twister. I just have had more luck doing that than I have with tandem rigs.
Today,
but
orange was hot.
Orange was hot, but
spoon.
You caught more than I did on a single dart, and I wasn't having a lot of luck. So I went to a tandem rig. I just finished saying I like a single, but there are times when I think that a tandem rig actually works pretty well. So I had a silver spoon with a twister on there and a little bit of weight because the water's a little bit higher here now.
A little current.
A little current. And I've actually had better luck on this than I have others,
Well,
but generally I like to throw a single.
And if you get into a quiet water situation where there's not much current, I think the single will work fine. But when you get a little current, you either got to add a little split shot. I noticed you got a little split shot above your swivel there.
Get it down.
So you've got one bait behind the other bait, and it worked well today. We
really
missed some big fish today. Both you and I both missed a nice one.
Yeah, the conditions are right for shad, and they're definitely here.
I have gone to other places along the river and even used a small bucktail. Sometimes you can, or curly tail, maybe in white, and certainly these other spoons would work at different times. You need to keep trying. In fact, today, this was the bait I used, I believe, on any other bait, and it was without the weight.
That's been good today.
These light action rods, though, you got to have something pretty light. I've got a 6 foot here with just a 6 pound test, and yours is probably what, 6.5?
Yeah, mine is 6 pound test, 6 foot rod. You know, this is another dart I like to throw on a single. Heavier, gets you down a little bit. But I basically use the same tackle that I use for hickory shad. Sometimes I size down on my line a little bit.
I tell you, you better have a good drag.
You need a good drag.
These fish move.
Good light action rod. It's hard to beat it.
When the dogwoods bloom.
When the dogwoods bloom and the water conditions get right.
Hey, I enjoyed it.
Been my pleasure, buddy.
Let's do it again real soon.
You know we will.
All right, my friend.
Thank
you.
My
old friend.
My old friend, yeah.
Well, hope you find that information valuable for those of you that are going to be going out shad fishing anytime soon. We certainly do thank our anglers for that information. Now, if you need more, you can go to the telephone number on your screen or go to our website. Now, let's get ready to catch up with Donna. She has always got something good in the kitchen, and today she's got a recipe using scallops.
We're going to make this great one meal dish, scallops. I dare you to say that 3 times fast. So we're going to start off with our beautiful scallops that we have in our bowl, and mine were so big, and you can just find these huge scallops now. So what I've done is I cut mine into 4ths because I wanted mine to be more bite-sized, and I think you can get more out of a smaller quantity too. So I have them in my bowl, and then I'm just going to sprinkle some salt on this and some cracked black pepper. And I like to use fresh cracked black pepper. I just think it has a little bit better taste, but you can use what you have. Whoops. So we're just gonna give those a toss, and then we're gonna set those aside, and we're gonna make our crust for our scallops. And we're gonna bring our bowl over, and we're gonna add several ingredients. It's gonna be kind of like when you make a cracker crumb crust. We're gonna add butter, we're gonna have cracker crumbs, we're gonna add some Southern bake, and we're going to mix all those together with a little Parmesan cheese too. So it's going to be great. We're going to start out with our cracker crumbs, and you can use saltines if you want. You can use a mixture of whatever you have. My family, we like ourselves some crackers with some butter in them, so that's what we made in here. It'll just give it a little bit a richer taste. And I just put those in my food processor, gave them a pulse until they were a fine cracker crumb. We're going to add some Parmesan cheese, and then we're going to add some chicken bake in here. It's going to give it some great flavor as well as bring it all together. So we're going to add about 1 cup of this, and we're going to toss all of our dry ingredients together so they get nice and mixed, and then we're going to add in our butter. So we're going to give that a toss. And if you want, you can add, you know, a variety of, you don't have to just use scallops. If you have some leftover whitefish you want to use, or if you have some shrimp that you want to use, you can just mix it all up and make a scalloped seafood if you'd like. We have our 1/3 cup of butter that we've melted in the microwave. And I like to use butter and not margarine because I think butter has a great flavor to it. So I'm going to use that. So you can see it's kind of like when you make a cracker crumb crust. I'm going to give that a toss until it's all coated. And we're going to bake this in a shallow pan. So we're going to use this is like an 8 by 11 baking dish. We're going to spray that with a nonstick spray and get that ready. We're going to heat our oven to 350 degrees. And this only takes about 15 to 20 minutes to bake. So it's going to go together really quickly. You're going to be able to put it in your oven, bake it, and while you're baking it, you can make your salad or you can steam your vegetables to go along with it, and then you're ready for dinner. So once we've got our mixture all combined with our butter, we're going to add in our scallops and give it a toss to coat our scallops. And then we are ready to put it in our baking dish. So we're going to coat that. We're going to place that in our baking dish and spread it out. And then what's going to hold this all together is we're going to drizzle some half and half over it, so you know it's going to be good. And you can put some fresh parsley in here, or some scallions would be nice too. Give it a little bit, you know, some onion flavor and a little color. So we're just going to drizzle that over, let it soak in. Like I said, put it in the oven at 350 for about 25 minutes or so until it's all nice and bubbly. It's great. So let's take a look and see what it looks like when it's finished. You can see that it's all nice and bubbly and brown, and it's just so good. And then just serve it with a tossed salad or with some other green vegetables, and it is an awesome dish. So I hope you enjoy the scallops, and I look forward to seeing you here next time on Simple Cooking.
Donna does do such a great job. Joe, back to shad fishing. It's just a great time to start the season.
It really is, and the American white shad is just one of my favorites, along with the hickory. You know, when you're coming out of a cold winter like we just experienced, they're the first fish to really show up in our rivers and streams, and just a lot of fun. For me, it's all catch and release. Some people still, you know, like to take a roast shad home and bake it, but you know, it's for sport. You can't beat it. They're in fast water like we had this day, moving water. When they turn sideways and you're using 6 to 8 pound test line, you know you got an adversary on the other end, and just a lot of fun.
So watch when the dogwoods get ready to bloom, so you'll know that you're getting ready to go shad fishing.
When you see that happening, that may be your indicator of time to grab the fishing rod and hit a river.
Nothing like fishing in the great state of North Carolina.
Absolutely.
For Joe Albee, I'm John Moore. We thank you for joining us on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Make sure to visit our website for more information.
Grady White boats are known for uncompromising quality through exceptional attention to detail. On every model, from 18 to 45 feet, we incorporate exclusive features and quality components that you won't find on any other boat brands. Our exclusive CV2 hull design is ranked highest in every third-party survey done in the marine industry. So every day on the water will be a great day, no matter the conditions. Ask any Grady White owner and they'll tell you, get the Grady.
Hey guys, it's Captain Richard Andrews here. I want to do a follow-up video on terminal tackle for shad. We did a video recently about how to rig a shad, make a shad rig, but I wanted to follow up and show you some of the terminal tackle we use on our shad rigs. There's many variations of shad baits, but I want to kind of show you guys what I use and prefer over the last, say, 10 years of fishing for shad. So this is your basic shad rig, your basic tandem shad rig with the short leader and your long leader behind it. And that's your basic hickory shad rig. You've got a 1/8 ounce jig head with a 2-inch curly tail in the front. That kind of acts as your weight. And then your none-guesser shad spoon in the back. That's a standard hickory shad rig. Sometimes we clip the spoon off in the back and put another crappy jig like that on the back if we need more weight. That gives us a 1/4 ounce of weight on the rig total. If you're fishing a little bit deeper water, you need to get down. And then some days they tend to key on the jigs better than the spoons, or vice versa. So it's just good to start out with that. If they're hitting the front bait a lot, maybe you need to switch to 2 of them and try it. There's tons of different variations on these spoons. There's different colors. There's, of course, what I just showed you, the chartreuse with the orange head, chartreuse with the green head, solid white, solid red, white with the pink head, solid silver, solid gold, a feathered spoon, a larger size feathered spoon, and even a larger size nungasser. This is a Johnson brand. Johnson makes some of these. You'll see these on the shelf. I prefer the smaller nungasser spoons. I've been using these for most of my life shad fishing. They did the trick. And of course, if you go to the store and buy you some 2-inch curly tails, that's really all you need. And I use a lot of just unpainted 1/8 ounce round jig heads with which is a standard crappy jig head with a thin wire hook, and rig them up just like I showed you. And that's really what you need for shad fishing. It's pretty simple. But start out with that basic tandem rig right there with the spoon in the back and the 1/8 ounce jig in the front. And then if you need to use 2 jigs, switch to 2 jigs. You can do so. Switching to 2 spoons is not really practical because the front spoon doesn't really swim very well. I've never used that. It makes the rig extremely light because these spoons are so light in weight. But this acts as your weight, gets it down, your spoons, your trailer bait, and a lot of times they're keying on one or the other. And if they tend to key more on the spoon, stick with the spoon. If they tend to key on the jig, switch to 2 jigs. That's what I do. Hope this helps, guys. So get to the store and stock up on your shad tackle for the season. The rivers are high right now, but they're coming down, and it'll be shad season before we know it. Thank you.
Look at him.
And it's green.
Yes, sir. I give you. I do.
You don't think it'll snap off?
I don't think so.
There's knots in that light line.
That's, I tell you what, this pretty rascal.
Here's that.
Hello and welcome to the Carolina Outdoor Journal. Well, today's program is going to take us down to the Neuse River. We're going to be fishing for hickory shad. And Joe, it was an interesting day to say the least.
Well, we had a lot of fun. This was we always like the shad because he brings in the fishing season in the spring. And today we're actually fishing off the Neuse River in a stream that meanders back into the not really a swamp, but it just spreads out amongst the cypress trees, and really a really nice setting. It's a show that I've been wanting to do for a number of years. The shows we've done in the past have been on the rivers. Last year we were on the Cape Fear for white shad. The year before on the Tar River. But this is back off the Neuse for hickory shad. Just had a lot of fun.
We talk about catching the hickory shad. Always use some light tackle on that. What are we going to use today?
Yeah, light as you can go. 6-pound test. Some people go 4. 6 is good because in this area you're going to hang up quite a bit. So a little heavier might aid you there. But using little twister tails, 1/8 ounce twister tails. We had spoons and we had darts, but we went with the twister tail, and they'll talk about it in gear time.
And Donna's going to kick up some hush puppies today.
This is a real unique recipe from her. This is a hush puppy mix with scallops and shrimp mixed in. Real tasty from her.
Well, we got a big show planned today. Stick around. There's a lot coming your way today on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Well, Gene, shad fishing sort of starts the season for us, don't it?
Yes, sir, buddy. Sure does. A little frost on the pumpkin this morning for this stuff, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, 1st of March. We're about to the end of that. Pitch Kettle Creek. I'm looking forward to catching a few hickory shad.
Oh, yes, sir, buddy. They seem to be doing pretty good out here. Of course, it's a little slow right this minute, but
I think as the sun gets up a little bit and it warms up,
yeah,
we'll catch some fish. The water doesn't look real clear, but
no, it's stirred up pretty good, isn't it? We got maybe 10, 12 inches of visibility at the most.
A little more than that. It looks murky, but there's still good visibility there.
Yeah.
I've been hearing some good reports here. I'm upbeat. I think we're going to catch some fish.
Yeah. Well, we got time. We got time. Let's hope we do anyway.
And we got plenty of bait.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Got one. My first shad of the season.
Not yet, you had.
Well, you're right about that. Oh, yeah, look at there. Oh, man.
Pull it on now. Go ahead.
Looked like a roe, what little I saw.
Yeah. Look at that. There you go. Look at him. Oh, yeah, buddy.
Too.
Did it? Good deal. Good deal. Look at that. Is that a roe?
Yeah, she's a roe. She's right full of roe.
Yeah, look at her. Boy, she's pretty, ain't she? All right, let's see. Well, let's get her back in the water there.
Yeah, she was a fat, healthy fish.
Yeah, boy.
Hit close to it, didn't you? He caught one over there.
Right out here?
Another spoon.
I was real slow. I was running real slow. So that might be the ticket this morning. I've been kind of keeping it up in the water column a little bit, and I think I got it down about 4 or 5 feet. And but she did. She hit right there, right side the boat. Caught one when I was trying to retie. Get up on me here.
He's staying deep too. He's like when they
Good
jump
one
a little
there.
bit.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Let's see if we can put that thing in the net here, buddy.
Yeah, with this light tackle, I think this is like 4-pound test. Can't do a whole lot of lifting in.
He's sure staying down though, isn't he?
Yeah, I'll tire him out and run him over there. Get him up on top.
There you go. Ah, nice fish.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
That's a nice little fish there.
Yeah.
Oh, he hit that spoon, didn't he? That gold spoon. I hear you.
They're pretty little fish.
They
Good
are
fighters too.
Yes, sir, buddy. That they are. Problem is, there's just not enough of them this morning for us.
They'll come in.
It's like everybody's catching them right around us.
You know, I used to come and we used to tie up here with my daddy 40 years ago, right here in this same spot, Little
Really?
John boat.
Man.
One of the few things that hadn't changed much in 40 years.
I understand that. I'll tell you what, well, shad fishing is something I've been doing for, I don't know, 5, 6 years now. Tell you what, I can't wait till the first of the season when it starts.
It's fun.
Oh yeah, get you going.
Have you carried some home and eaten them yet?
You know, I tell you what I heard about eating shad. You know about that, don't you, with the cherry wood?
Yeah.
That's the only way I've ever heard about eating them anyways.
My brother-in-law took one home last year and ate it, and he called me. He said, "Man, that thing was like biting into a hairbrush."
You got one coming? Lord, here I am hung up. You got
Yeah,
one?
it's all right. It feels like a little fish, little buck or something. It's coming to me anyway.
Good deal. Well, it's good. I hear you. Looks like you got my line.
Well,
that's cool.
They're fighting little fish,
Yeah,
aren't
they are
they?
that, boy. Old man's tarpon. Look at that. Oh, he hit that chartreuse, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Got your line on
still got
fire
my
there.
line? Yeah. Kurt, we moved over here on this side of the creek. A little more sun. I think the water's a little shallower. You reckon a little warm water will help here?
Well, the guy that left here was catching them pretty good.
That he
pretty
was.
good. So, yeah, I think it ought to help.
Do you notice how he's holding his mouth?
Yeah, he might just be better than us, hasn't he?
Well, we've been here about 3 minutes and made several casts, and I hadn't had a bump yet of you.
No, I hadn't, but I think we'll catch some fish here. Now, you know, these fish kind of run channels. They got their course just like any other fish. They're not just swimming every which way. They're probably running right down this edge where the break in the 12-foot channel gets a little shallower up here to the swamp.
Yeah. Well, you know, we've seen several people catch them on spoons this morning, and we've caught a couple on spoons ourselves, and regretfully, I've lost mine, both of mine.
Well,
and I don't know if you still got one, I don't know.
I'm not fishing one. I like fishing a single bait for shad mostly, so I'm hard-headed. If they come in here and they're biting, we catch them.
Yeah,
We've
that's
caught
true.
several on these.
I might believe I'm going to cast back in there and see if I can catch me one of those.
No need stopping fishing, is there?
No. I reckon, do you need some net assistance?
No, I can deal with it.
You sure?
Yeah.
See if I can get back over in there and try to do something. What color did you catch him on this time?
Hey, he's just a chartreuse head with a little white twisted tail.
Oh,
you missed one?
Missed one myself.
Boy, he sucked that one in, Gene.
Did he? Now, he was hungry then. That must be the right bait. I think that fellow was down this way a while ago was catching with white, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, look at me. I done got so excited I'm throwing it everywhere.
He's a pretty fish. They're a streamline made for speed, aren't they?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. at him. Yeah. I hear you, boy. I hear you. Pulling that drag, isn't he? Yeah. Come to daddy.
Caught him on that front bait.
Yeah, he did. He hit right on that jig, didn't he? Sure did. Look at him.
And it's green.
Yes, sir. I give you. I do.
You don't think it'll snap off?
I don't think so.
There's knots in that light line.
That's, I tell you what, that's pretty rascal.
Here's that.
Let's see. Look at the colors on them. Like a rainbow, aren't they? Look at that.
That's a pretty fish.
That they are. Thank you, sir.
I was going to tell you, if you shut his mouth, you can see how that lower jaw is on the bit.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well, maybe on the next one. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Those knots in that 6 pound test, can't stand it.
No. Gots to retie. I hear you, boy.
I broke off
Let's
my
see if I can get a brother, sister, cousin, or somebody.
It's good light tackle fishing.
Oh, I mean, it is, isn't it? Look at that. Look at that. Ah, yeah, boy, that's great. That's great. You need a net on that?
No, lift him in.
Oh, quick release like that.
Got to jump out of him.
I mean.
We're going to check out my... Yeah, that was a pretty jump.
Yeah, it was.
I like the way they come over.
Oh, yeah.
Got him on, Gene?
I got a stick on. Must have been in some shallow water. Actually, that's grass.
A little pod in here, ain't there?
Yeah.
That's a little buck there, isn't it?
Think so. Think so.
They usually jump a lot.
Yeah.
He bit that same green. Is that green or is it white on there?
Yeah, he did. Okay, baby, let me get up on there. There you go.
Fish came all the way from the ocean, swam all the way up the Noose River.
That's amazing, isn't it?
To meet you here.
That's amazing. Yeah, it was born here a few years ago.
Yeah. Shut his mouth and see how it doesn't shut square.
Shut his mouth. Oh, let's catch a no and do that.
That's what we said last time, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Has that got metal flake in it?
Yes.
That's 2 in a row on that thing. I think I'm going to put one of them on.
Well, I got a few in that box down there if you want some.
I ought to tie the whole, just a whole nother one on.
Yeah, this little spot right here has produced a few fish for us right here recently, which is good.
Well, it's not
like
hot, not hot and heavy, but we're banging away at it, and you know.
Looks like kind of a little passageway to another spot over there where it's opened up somewhat in the trees.
Pretty deep underneath of us.
Yeah, I think it's like 10, 11 foot right here, but we're casting up, I believe, in about 5 or 6 foot.
I dropped it on his head, Gene. I never even got a good crank on it.
Good deal.
I guarantee you he was at top.
That's great.
Staying down kind of
pretty
deep.
Good. Oh, nice fish. Nice fish.
Didn't want to jump though, does he?
You see that I threw right in there behind you, didn't you?
That fish wants to stay down.
Good sized fish. I'm surprised it ain't jumping in. I tell you what, they're pretty. You see that? See them glisten in the water like that? That's sweet.
I'm trying to lift her right in here.
Oh, yeah.
Well, taking drag.
Do that or not?
Why not hit that one?
There you go.
There you go, little tail dancing.
That's nice there now. That's a nice fish. You see how much I'm helping you with it, don't you?
I don't blame you.
Trying to get me one on.
She's right full of roe.
Is she?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, whoop. Oh boy.
Scared of you, isn't he?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's some good eating that roe, but I always feel kind of bad.
Do you, I mean, do they just cook the roe by itself?
Mm-hmm. Fried up good and crisp.
Really? I've heard of roe and eggs and stuff and had that when I was a young man, but, or a kid, I guess.
I like a roe just fried up good and crisp with some Texas Pete on it, some fresh loaf bread.
It's about lunchtime. I'm getting hungry.
That's right.
Better stop that.
Joe, normally about now we'd be talking about a good day of fishing, but this particular time we'd had a tough day.
Yeah, the guys had to work at it a little bit that day. We a couple of days before, they had guys were catching 60 and 70 fish in a morning, and this particular day it was nothing. It was a pretty day. It was nothing abnormal about it. It was just that's the way the shad, when they move in, they're migrating into spawn. So you basically fish waves of fish, you know. And if you hit a good day, you can catch 70 fish in the morning. That day, I think we ended up with 12 or 15 fish, which is still good, but they had to work a little harder for them.
It was a tough day. Let's find out more. Let's go to gear time.
Well, we've had a good time this morning, haven't we?
Yeah, that's fun. Shad fishing is always fun. That's good light tackle fishing.
Start the year off right.
That's right.
It's I don't know, about 10th day of March, something like that, and water temperature out here looks like it's about 49, 50 degrees, and I guess they're starting to move around pretty good in here. I don't know. We caught a lot of fish in the shallows, but I don't know.
Yeah, hard to say. That could be because the water wasn't quite as deep there and the visibility was better. I know most of the fish we caught were kind of high to the surface. That's probably a visibility-oriented thing.
Yeah, it took us a while to figure that out, though, didn't it?
Yeah, well, we watch other people and we can adjust.
True.
That's part of fishing.
True.
I'll tell you, light tackle fishing for shad, it's just fun. They jump a lot. This is a 5.3 ultralight 4-pound test. I love fishing a place like this in the trees. It's easy. It doesn't get hung up.
Right.
I shad fish some off the bank, you know, and I've got still a 6-pound test, about as small as you can get reel, and it's a 6.6. Gives you more distance if you're fishing off the bank or not in a jammed up place, but it'll get you in the trees in here.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd say it'd be a pretty good rule of thumb. Any rod that's a good speckled trout rod,
right,
you're pretty much in the ballpark for a shad.
Well, actually, fishing for these shad was a lot like fishing for speckled trout today.
It was
a lot of similarities.
A lot of similarities.
We were trying to find them in the water column. We started off and tried to catch them deep, and we caught a few deep, and then it seemed like they slowed up, and we were sort of watching a few other people, like we said earlier, and we finally caught them in the upper 2/3 of the water column, I think.
I think that was a visibility-oriented thing.
Yeah.
I like carrying a dip net with me. If you're using this light tackle, a lot of the traditional rigs that people use, and we lost most of our spoons because the shiny spoons, caught fish, but you lose a double rig more. Tying on this light pound test line, when you have an extra knot in your line, you're more prone to break it off. You can't hardly lift a, 1.5 pound, 2-pound fish in without maybe snapping into the knot. It's just a weak spot.
True.
Traditional bait, spoon for trad, been used for years. Mostly gold and silver are favorites, but there's a lot of colors out there.
Right.
Shad darts. Mm-hmm. Fished with them for years, different sizes. That's probably the standby right here with that orange tip and white.
Yep.
What I've used the last several years, just because I like the way it fishes, you can tell where it is in the depth of the water, is just a single little twister tail, and mostly I cast an 1/8 ounce head. I like a pink with a white or a pink with a chartreuse, and I like the chartreuse with flakes in it, and I like a straight chartreuse. They're cheap. You can get a pack of 20 or 25 for the same price as you can get, a couple shad rigs, and you got more control of it. I think it casts further, and if you lose it, hey, tie on another one.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I started out with a traditional rig today, and it didn't take me long to change after you started catching fish, and I wasn't catching any.
Well, that's because we lost all the...
Well, that's true, too.
I'll tell you something you put me on a couple years ago. Real Magic, just a silicone spray with light pound test. Spray it on your line, you cast better, and it just makes it easier. I enjoyed it. Good day.
Man, I enjoyed it too. You take care.
Let's do it.
All right, buddy.
Well, I hope you can use that information if you're headed out fishing for shad anytime soon. Now, let's catch up with Donna. She's in the kitchen. She's got a recipe for hush puppies with scallops and shrimp.
Hi, welcome to Simple Cooking. Today we're going to be making some stuffed hush puppies. And this is kind of a little different way to serve hush puppies, but we're going to make them large, like a golf ball to a baseball size, and then we're going to fill them with all kinds of wonderful, yummy things. So it's a great way to use your hush puppies. You still get that great flavor, but you can stuff them with lots of fun things, and they're great when it's hot outside to stuff them with something really nice and cool, like salads, or if it's cold, you can stuff them with something a little bit more hearty. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to take 3 cups of hush puppy mix with onions, and you can use the plain if you like. I like the onion flavor. So then we're going to add 1½ cups of water to this, and you may need a little bit more or a little bit less of water depending on the humidity outside or your climate area. So if it's rainy, then you might need less, and if it's dry, then you might need a little bit more. So we're just going to mix this together until it forms a nice soft dough, and you can just, goes together really quickly, and then you're going to, I need just a tad bit more water. And then you're going to let it sit for a couple minutes just so that all of the moisture is absorbed into the mixture, into the dry ingredients. And it's kind of like it's a soft dough, but it's not real sticky. So anyway, so there we have it. It's all ready to go. And we're going to go over here to my board. And what we're going to do is I'm going to use an ice cream scoop. And this way you can get kind of the same proportion every time and make them a little bit more consistent or even, uniform. Or you can just use your hands if you want to as well. So we're just going to take them like that, roll them into a ball, and then they're ready to drop into your fryer. You want to make sure that your oil is nice and hot, but not too hot. So what I'm going to do to make sure that it's ready is I'm just going to take a pinch of my hush puppy mix, and I'm just going to drop it into my fryer. And it's nice and ready to go, because if it's too hot, it'll cook too fast on the outside, and your inside will be mushy or raw. And if it cooks too slow, then it's going to absorb a lot of that oil, and it's going to be a little bit greasy inside, so you don't want that. So we're going to drop these in, and these will take a little bit longer to cook than, of course, your thinner hush puppies. So we're going to just scoop this up and continue doing this until they're all done. And you can cook probably 4 or 5 at one time, and then let your heat come back, your oil come back to temperature, and then go ahead and do another batch. So those are going to be cooking, and I'm going to show you what they look like when they're finished, and we're going to start filling them. So this is one of my bigger ones that I did. You can see they're just like a little hush puppy ball. And we're going to, if they're lopsided, you might want to cut off a little bit at the bottom so that they're nice and flat and stand up. So we're going to cut off a little bit at the top. And then we're just going to take our spoon and we're just going to hollow it out. And you can, if you want to put a lot of, ingredients in the middle, then hollow it out completely. If not, you can just hollow it out a little bit. And you can put great salads in here, like if you want to do a little chicken salad or a little salad, like a duck salad would be great. I have a black-eyed pea salad in mine. I have a duck and a black-eyed pea salad. I have some beet and goat cheese dip, which I really like. And then I have one that just has blue cheese in it. So you can kind of do whatever you want. Or you can buy some toppings out of the grocery store, which is always nice too. And this is just a tomato bruschetta that I found at the grocery. And I'm just going to top it, or put mine inside. And then you can top it with a little sprig of parsley if you want, and it's a great appetizer. It's kind of fun. It'd be a great thing for a side on your salads as well. So let's see, we're going to turn these. So you can see they're cooking up really nice, but they do take quite a bit longer than your regular hush puppies. So be patient, because you want to make sure that they get done throughout. And once they're finished, bring them out, let them cool a little bit, and then slice them off the top, and then hollow them out. So it'll be great. This is what they look like when they're finished. They make kind of a nice little fun appetizer or a side for a salad. So I hope you enjoy the stuffed hush puppies, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
Donna, as always, that's just a tasty recipe. Joe, let's go back. Kirk likes the twister tail.
Yeah, he mentioned in gear time he likes to use it because of the action he gets from it. He feels like he's got better control of it, knows what it's doing, knows where it is, and I've noticed more and more people are using the twister tails, and they're less expensive than the darts and the spoons. And when you're in an environment like we were in that day, where you hang up, sometimes you can get the baits back, sometimes you can't. So it might be something to consider. But the shad, what can we say about them? We try to do a shad show every year. They're available in the spring, only in the spring. They come in and spawn, both the hickory and the white. and they return to the ocean for the rest of the year. But if you've never done any shad fishing in coastal Carolina, you need to try it because it's a natural resource. It's available. The populations are good and healthy right now, and go give it a try.
Shad fishing, just another great reason to fish in North Carolina.
Absolutely.
For Joe Albee, I'm John Moore. Thanks for joining us today on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Make sure to visit our website for more information.
Grady White boats are known for uncompromising quality through exceptional attention to detail. On every model, from 18 to 45 feet, we incorporate exclusive features and quality components that you won't find on any other boat brands. Our exclusive CV2 hull design is ranked highest in every third-party survey done in the marine industry. So every day on the water will be a great day, no matter the conditions. Ask any Grady White owner and they'll tell you, get the Grady.